Crumley's request to be moved. Cybersecurity experts around the world racing to try and head off a critical flaw in a common piece of software. The bug affects Java, which is in systems big and small, and could allow an attacker to take complete control. Faith Abube, ABC News.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
The truck driver responsible for the deadly 2019 crash along I-70 will likely spend the rest of his life in prison. Rohel Aguilera Medeiros sentenced to 110 years after being convicted on 27 charges, including 4 counts of vehicular homicide. Among those speaking at the sentencing, the daughter of one of the victims.
I miss my dad every day, and it is just really sad to me to know that I am living the rest of my life without him.
Aguilera Medeiros, who prosecutors say was driving a semi loaded with lumber at speeds up to 85 miles per hour, crashed into more than 24 stopped vehicles on I-70 in Lakewood. No override of Mayor Hancock's veto on the ban of flavored tobacco products, the Denver City Council falling 1 vote short last night. In a statement, an official from the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids said the mayor's veto was a tremendous loss for Denver's kids and public health. I'm David Kale.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Well, if you're traveling on I-70, we do have slow traffic behind an accident with the right lane blocked westbound I-70 before Kipling, jamming traffic back to around I-76. So just watch for that. Once you get past Kipling, your speeds improve. And the rest of I-70 is accident-free, a little slow westbound as well. If you're east of I-25, jamming through the construction zone between Colorado Boulevard and York. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy, a high of 64 today. Tonight's low 32, and then for tomorrow, windy with a high of 50. Currently, it's 49. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Being holiday ready with Ford means you get great deals on America's best-selling brand of cars. Versatile, all-wheel drive.
Socks, and more socks. All right, your world outside is listening to you.
Yeah, Brock didn't YouTube up yesterday?
Yesterday morning, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
For the first, maybe 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, 10 or 15, yeah. He's old.
I know. Well, she's slow, one or the other.
Still feeling a little under the weather, Tom?
What's that?
You still feeling a little under the weather?
Let's put it this way. No, I'm not 100%, but it's just there's this deep-seated cough now and then lingering, and at night sniffles. That's it. But yeah, it's the longest I've ever had anything affect me. I think Mark hit it on the head. I think I run my shit down.
You might have, yeah. Because you've been chewing on those cough drops for
I have to.
a couple of weeks.
Okay. I got over it kind of after the antibiotics, but it's the longest I've ever been sick. Ever. As far as out of bed was just a week, in bed was just a week.
Yeah.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6. Tuesday 4 to 4.
I got so many bestos I gotta work on.
In that fiery crash, what more needs to be done to protect you and your family and others from bad truckers doing it all?
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are trying to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints to make your life a little easier. You know, we've been doing this for more than 40 years. Think about that. So all you have to do is call us. And you can call 24/7. You know, a lot of people listen to this show online, you know, either by streaming or downloading. And if you call 303-MARTINO, you can get right through. 303-MARTINO. And what you do is leave your number, and we'll get back to you. 303-627-8466. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that Real CBD, thatworks.com, has a bunch of specials going on. I'm going to try to cover some of them. They have some incredible ones. For example, if you want the oil drops, the pure oil drops, full spectrum, you can get a deal by putting in the promo code BOGO Drops. Just go to YouTube or Facebook and replay this because I can't repeat them all over and over. BOGO Drops, BOGO Drops. Now, soft gels, 40% off soft gels. Now, those are great. This is what Talib uses, the soft gels. For pain, inflammation, anxiety, you can take 40% off by, say, here is the promo code. These are PM soft gels to help you sleep. The code is PM40. PM40. Okay, so if you want to find out other, now this is Tuesday only. That's today only. Oh, my goodness. So BOGO Drops or PM40 for that sleep formula. I'm trying to pick another one you might like. Let's see. Geez. Okay. How about this? The daily soft gels. Okay, that's the one Talib takes, the daily, not the nightly ones. And those are 40% off. And here's your code for the soft gels. This is the one you guys should do. This is CBD and CBG soft gels. I'm sorry. It's just the regular soft gels. It's Daily 40. Just you'll go see it. Daily 40 for daily soft gels. Daily 40 is the code for 40% off. Anyway, that's realcbdthatworks.com. We have a lot going on today. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. I want to advise people of some stuff that they need to be aware of. First of all, there's a company called Barron Construction that recently came up, where the guy took money and never did a thing. Zero. He stole the money, okay? You really need to be aware of places like this. There are so many contractors. We have a list at sleazbrigade.com. And you need to know about this because whenever there's a bad guy, a real bad guy, we put them up at Sleaze Brigade. The latest one came in yesterday was Barron Construction, Enrique Barron, B-A-R-R-O-N. His number is 720-838-9152. There's a reason I give out his number, because he only takes voicemail. He doesn't want to confront people because he has stolen from so many people, probably. 720-838-9152. Also, if you have any problems, give us a call. Any questions, give us a call. The number is 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, our phones, for some reason, are out of order right now. I'll let you know when you can get right through. And for some reason, the phones are not working.
Hey, what do you think about California?
A full mask mandate. Well, it shouldn't surprise us. You know, listen.
It should surprise you because Orange County is one of the few counties there that has not been doing full mask mandates. Their hospitalization is down compared to the rest of the state, and their new cases is way down. So they're going to make them actually change stuff. That's insanity.
Why do you think people get so upset when we discuss COVID and freedom?
I have no idea.
No, I'm serious.
I don't think they get
because I don't.
As you think.
Because I don't know. I get the emails. I don't make it. People hate when they perceive that I am in any way trying to quell anxiousness, anxiety, fear. I'm just trying to be realistic. The Omicron variant is a common cold so far. Now, there are always outliers that get sicker than others. But anyway, in Europe, restrictions are tightening. They're issuing vaccine passports where you can't go anywhere, no transportation, no public places. You know, Australia, they have been like literally a police state.
I got so
I mean, I'm just wondering where this all ends. And again, people, I'm not trying to tell you that I want to get COVID. I don't. I think we should take every precaution that is reasonable.
You know, I think our governor made a great step. I'm not kidding. Polis, I have got so much more respect for him now. He came out Friday and said, you know what? It is not our place to mandate this stuff. If people don't want to get the vax and they want to get sick and die, it's time just to let them do it. I'm paraphrasing, but I love that.
How can you stop them? But here's the argument. People are saying, I want them vaccinated for two reasons. Not because I care if they get sick and die. This is the main argument that people make for vaccinations. It will relieve the healthcare system. You know, that was the same excuse for the shutdowns. You know, flatten the curve, right? Have we heard that a million times?
Yes.
The next one was, you can affect me. Your non-compliance can affect me. But the problem with that argument is that anyone can spread the disease, not just unvaccinated. Yes, I think it's true that vaccinated people, on the whole, have less hospitalization and maybe less death, on the whole.
Be hard to argue that.
Okay. But you can't argue that unvaccinated people are the ones spreading the disease. In fact, it is more likely that if you're vaccinated, you could spread it. And here's why. You can acquire the disease or the virus, not have symptoms, and spread it. Josh, what's your comment? Go ahead. I don't want to make this a COVID show, but listen, man, you know what? I dance around this so much, I figure every once in a while we have to talk about it. Go ahead, Josh.
Sorry, this is insanity. So my neighbor's son went to school on Friday, had the sniffles, was sent home, told he had to have a negative COVID test to return, even though he had no other symptoms than basically allergy. Saturday, gets a test and tests positive. Sunday, they follow up because his symptoms weren't there, gets another test Sunday morning, it's negative.
Well, what kind of test was he getting? What kind of test was he getting?
The PCR test.
Really? How can it be? Now, I was told a PCR test is like 99% accurate. He tested positive, then negative?
Positive once, negative twice. He has 3 siblings. All siblings tested negative. Got a call from the health department that they all have to quarantine. Even the negative ones. It's insanity.
Well,
that's because the negative tests don't matter because there's already a positive in the system.
Are these really, though, the real PCR tests? Because if anything, PCR exaggerates the other way.
They might be antigen tests, I shouldn't say, but either way, he has, 3 tests, similar in nature, 1 positive, 2 negative.
Yeah.
All siblings are negative. Nobody has any symptoms, and they're told they have to quarantine for 10 days.
I don't know. Listen.
It's insanity. It's insane.
Yeah, I think, first of all, they need to standardize testing because these home tests or these quick tests, rapid tests, they're 80% at best. So now, here's what they say about that. If it says you have it, you most likely have it. However, if you don't have it, there's still a 20 to 30% chance you have it. So I think, first of all, if anything, PCR exaggerates it. They'll tell you you have it even if you have a minute particle of virus and you'll never be infected. By the way, did you hear that smash and grabbers are being organized by social media and apps where they're going to meet, and they use code words on where they're going to meet and where they're going to smash and grab? Now, again, this pisses people off. And I don't really care if it pisses people off because I'm going to state a fact. Because I'm neither Democrat or Republican. I swear to God I'm not. But
where are all of the smash and grabs happening? Where? Where are they happening?
Republican states.
Mark, which cities are they happening
Of course, we all know where they're happening. They're happening.
I don't even have to say it.
Where
Why?
Where they got rid of the cops. We don't want cops anymore. Well, that's what you get.
They're not getting rid of the cops. I'm
you know
just
what,
saying.
Tom? This country's just completely going to hell, no matter how you look at it. They've got to do something. You can't just defund the police and then expect there not to be any crime. Look at the murder rate in New York. And de Blasio came out just today and said, well, that's got nothing to do with it. It's safer here than it's ever been.
Oh, no, it's not.
They're liars. Just keep feeding the sheep.
Robbie, what's your comment, Robbie?
Hey, Tom. I wanted to call you and tell you I respect you. I kind of sit on the other side of the aisle, but I respect you because you're pretty open about everything. And I just wanted to say, I think Mark hit it right on the head that our country is going to hell, but I think it's kind of opposite because I look back to like World War II and I think of the draft.
Yeah.
And if we'd had a bunch of these morons around that are here now saying all the anti-vax stuff and all the freedom stuff, we would not have won World War II because they selflessly gave up and did what was right for the country. And what's right for the country is trying to mitigate the spread of COVID in any way. And what we're doing right now is we're giving up all these freedoms for all of our Dr. Google idiots and morons that go online and think that they're smarter than our elected leaders and people like Dr. Fauci, who's been there for, 8 administrations and just working his butt off to try to help people get healthy. And you have people vilifying him, especially on the right.
But Robbie, don't you think, seriously, Robbie, on this, and I'm glad you're calling because you tend to probably be opposite me when it comes to, I don't think everyone who doesn't want to vax is a nut. I believe that there are a ton of nuts on both sides. Well, I think there are a lot of crazy ass people who believe we're getting chips embedded in us and we're shedding these proteins on other people and affecting menstrual cycles. And I don't want to get into that. But don't you believe, though, that a vaccine should be someone's choice?
I don't know. I look back in history and I think of like where we'd be with polio if we'd have all these anti-vaxxer morons back then. And I think polio might still be going around. And I honestly think it's our civic duty to try to help everybody out. But I think we've lost a lot of that. I think there's 3 types of people that aren't getting the vaccine, like people that have an immunity system, people that are too young, and then just a-holes. Just people.
How about people that already had the virus? So how about people that have natural immunity? That's probably much better than any vaccination. How about those people?
Yeah, what do you think about
people?
people?
I don't think it is. Actually, the people that have gotten COVID.
Well, now this.
Just wait. Let him talk. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah. Yes. So people that have gotten COVID have actually gotten it 2 and 3 times again that haven't got vaccinated, and some vaccinated happen with that, but. No, I mean, I don't think that your natural immunity.
Robbie, do you know in the history of viruses, no one has ever gotten the same virus twice, except now they're saying people are getting COVID twice. Do you see how that strikes us as weird? If you looked up viruses and virology, the study of viruses, never in history have people gotten the same virus twice. I don't.
Yeah,
and then in the beginning, when Fauci says masks do no good, then he said yes they do, and then we were told we wouldn't have a vaccine for a year. Biden said that. Oh, it'll be years. He said that in the debate, and
yeah, well, and Trump said it could be up to 20 years. He said 5.
No, Trump said before the end of the year. Come on, Robbie, you can't change history.
No, you can go back. Well, no, you can go back.
In the debate, he said, Robbie, in the debate, he said it will be done by the end of the year, and Biden said no way. Now, all of a sudden, it does happen before the end of the year, and because so many people had doubts, now other people are thinking, well, it was rushed through. I'm not making a comment on whether it's Biden or Trump. It's no one's fault, COVID, except for whatever happened in China in that lab or whatever. Look, it's a serious matter, Robbie, it is. But the reason people don't put blind hope in the government and in Fauci is because sometimes they're hypocrites and they lie to us. And then they change definitions. Come on, Robbie. You don't see
I 100%. I 100% agree with that. But Tom, here's the problem that we've gotten to is we've gotten the conservatives that have sown so much doubt into don't trust our government and don't do this. So I'm
oh
sorry.
my God!
Like,
and progressives
we are
market
the
in
government.
fear. They both have their faults, don't they, Robbie? Okay, you're saying so much doubt. What about all the fear? Everything with Democrats is fear. They control by fear.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look?
He's not a nut. I don't think he's a nut. I think he's a fucking nut. Now, come on. Did he sound like a nut to lead?
He's saying that natural fucking immunization is not as good as the vaccine.
No, he's saying people get it 3 or 4 times.
He's a fucking nut.
I get it. Okay, hold on.
He's a nut.
You got an 888 after this. You want to do it in the middle? Yeah. All right. I want to tell you about this thing I've been touting.
We talk about health on this show, and core scans, I think, is something we can all agree on. I'll tell you why. The worst epidemic we have in the world is cardiovascular disease. Every 36 seconds, someone dies of a cardiovascular event. So I want to ask you, is that putting strain on the healthcare system? Do you know you can save a life? I had this done, and because of some family history, there was more soft plaque than I ever believed. But guess what? I was able to reverse it because I discovered it. And you can too. Core scans you can get as a gift certificate for someone you love. $150. Look, that's better than a Starbucks card, in my opinion. $150. Core scans, no E, C-O-R scans, corescans.com. They can detect the most accurate low-cost diagnostic method. It's a quick scan of your carotid. It's non-invasive, takes less than 15 minutes. It's pain-free. And this is the only one concentrating on soft plaque, the imminent danger of heart disease and stroke. Do something about it. Corescans.com. Print it out on site or have it sent by email. Corescans.com.
All right, check it out, 888heating.com. These guys will come out to your house and they'll diagnose any problem you have with your furnace. And you know what I love about this company? They'll give you an honest, great price to fix it. They're not going to sit there and just try to pressure you into buying a new system. If you do want a new system, they'll beat anybody's price out there. 888heating.com is a website, been on the referral list for over 10 years. 888heating.com. 8,000 plus.
Okay, 8,000 plus for a water softening system from another company you can get from Water Pros for under $2,000. This is waterpros.net, the best water systems for the lowest prices. Whether you want simply a fountain at the kitchen where you can drink and never buy bottled water again for under $1,000. Yes, triple filter reverse osmosis at your kitchen under $1,000, or a whole house softening system for better skin, better laundry, better plumbing. Under $2,000. Waterpros.net.
Order up.
All right, everybody get closer. Act like you like.
Hear that? That's the sound of people all over Colorado living their healthiest lives. Eating, talking, exercising, laughing, smiling, taking family photos, cheering, and experiencing joy. Everyone deserves to feel good doing the things they love. And your teeth and gums are a big part of that. If you sometimes worry that your dental issues are affecting your health and holding you back from doing all the
I'm a little stressed about Eric's numbers because what he sent me for a year end
is what?
Way lower than what I think he thinks I've been making quarterly payments. I said, unless you've been making quarterly payments.
Then talk to him about
it. I did. I
You know
emailed him, but I included you in the email. I didn't want to stress you out, but I included you in that. It's
No,
like,
I know. I just depend on you so much because you understand this.
I
I
understand. What I don't understand is the spreadsheet.
No, I know.
I'm not
I understand the spreadsheet. What I don't understand, you know what's been happening, though. That's why. And I'm wondering, I'm hoping it doesn't mean income is way down. You know, I don't think.
No, it doesn't mean that at all. I think he's basing that on.
Underestimating?
I think he's basing that on as if we've made quarterly payments all year.
Okay, you asked him, right? Okay.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I think.
The more and more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you use promo code KHOW as a one-time code, Please feel free to use promo code Dave, my first name.
Okay, CNN. So I'm going to take someone as liberal as they fucking get.
I highly recommend Blue Sky CBD and their entire line of products. BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, that's BlueSky-CBD.com.
And just a heads up on the phones, I cannot make outbound calls. I can get calls in, I just can't make any calls. I can't even get a line when I push the line.
I wonder if you're able to in here. Shannon and I, both of our phones. Nope, can't make a call at all.
Oh, they're out again?
We can get calls, just can't make any calls.
That's strange. So download it today and start watching Newsmax for news you can really trust.
Still looking for that perfect gift? Untuckit is having a huge 30% off sale site-wide and store-wide for a limited time only. Untuckit shirts are designed to be worn untucked. They're the easiest way to keep him looking sharp and feeling comfortable. You can't go wrong with a gift of our super soft flannels, wrinkle-free shirts, and cozy sweaters. So don't miss your last chance to save 30% off.
The most weird thing about parenthood for me
your nearest Untuckit store for a limited time
is
only.
how quickly
shirts
the
designed to be
kids
worn
lose their baby looks.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
There's a certain period of time, from the time they're 10 to...
You had a huge overpayment from 2020.
Thank God for miracles.
It's huge, though.
Thank God.
How the fuck you do that?
Hey, man.
No, but think of that. Why did Uncle Sam sit on your dough for a year?
Because he...
WesteraCU.com. That's
That's fucking crazy.
We know. I want to meet him.
Tom Martino here, FrankDuran, Market valuations of your home. Free market valuations of your home for the asking. 303-920-1622. A detailed report with measurements, comparables, and all kinds of information. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. JR has a comment on what we've been discussing. Look, folks, I will not accept emails that say, Tom, don't be political. I'm not being political. I'm being factual. I gave all the respect to that caller. I believe what he said. JR, what's your comment? Go ahead.
Hey, Tom, good morning. It's JR in the Springs. I just want to give you one true fact. This is a fact. My sister-in-law, Ginger, is at Houston General. She's a charge nurse.
Yeah.
And, she runs the whole floor. And she's had her COVID shot, both of them. Just had the booster and still got COVID. Still got COVID. Now, her husband, Michael, works at Texas A&M down there. And he's had no shots. He doesn't believe in it. He doesn't want it. He's never had it in the 2 years. So come on, what's really going on?
Well, okay, but there are still, to be fair, JR, there truly are people, though. I mean, in general, you're right. There are people that are vaccinated to get it, people that are not vaccinated that don't. But on the whole, I don't think they're lying when they say the vast majority of cases are unvaccinated. I mean, that's what they're telling us. Do you not believe that? I mean, I'm not trying to brainwash you or convince you to get vaccinated. I'm not for a mandate. I got the vax on my own choice. But do you believe what they say that on the whole, most people are unvaccinated that get it or get more severe COVID?
Well, I don't really know the numbers. It's only what I hear on the, fake news or different newscasts,
Yeah.
What do you believe, really? I can only give a case on my situation where I had COVID. I was in the hospital for 3 days. That was a year and a half ago. I haven't had it since. Feel pretty good. I'm 65. That's all I can. I can only go by my situation.
Well taken. Now,
the best immunity to it is if you had it, man. It's impossible to argue that. That moron that called before saying that's not correct is absolutely insane. Have you met anybody, Tom, that's had it twice? Anybody, not these morons that claim they had it 3 or 4 times.
No, I think what happened is they never got over it and it resurfaced because it can stay in your system.
Not having it twice.
I know that. Or they've gotten a variant of some kind that resembles it. I just believe, and then when they test, they still have it from before. Here's Mark. The thing is never never has anyone been required to get a vaccination if they've had the disease.
It scares the
in
hell
the
out of
past.
me, that guy that called before the break, because that is a walking sheep. Whatever these people tell him, he's going to believe. No matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is.
I did not.
They could say, hey, keep your eyes closed from now on because we don't want you to see bad stuff. And he'd walk around walking into polls.
But I didn't get that impression, Mark.
Well,
I didn't get that. I didn't get that impression.
Okay, then where did he get his logic from?
Well, he's just reasoning. He's saying
he's sucking it out of CNN
here's what he's saying.
Directly into
we
his
should
brain.
do. All he was saying is this: we should do everything we can to mitigate it.
Yeah, so we should shut down business.
Well, that's what.
Well, then we should just all
I'm not
stay at home
saying
and die
that.
slowly.
I'm not saying that. Listen. Coming back, let's talk a little bit about finances, too. And, of course, I'm still taking your problems, questions, and complaints. 303-713-TALK.
Guys are complete wacko. Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Caplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver.
You know, I don't know. Of all the guys, he didn't sound like a wacko to me. He sounded okay.
Anybody that tells me that you can get it 3 or 4 times and he's a bunch of them is either a liar or a wacko. So you can choose.
Yeah, that's kind of...
I'll choose wacko.
That is kind of crazy.
Because he probably does believe it. Oh, my neighbor had it 5 times. Fuck, he's got it again.
It is kind of crazy.
Is that I-25 is free and clear of any delay right now, looking great through downtown. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy, a high of 64 today. Tonight, low 32. For tomorrow, windy with a
Should
high
have
of
asked him
50.
about chemtrails.
Currently, it is 52. With your impact, traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 Hey-How. Holidays are a perfect
I'm not going to get
visit
the opposition
Broadmoor,
to
whether
call
it's the
in
traditional holiday
people who
show
disagree
featuring
with
singer
us
Sheena
if
Easton,
we
or one of their spectacular New
feel
Year's
like
Eve
that.
celebrations. You are sure to make memories that will last a lifetime.
Say that again.
Visit Broadmoor.com
Don't be
for more
afraid to call in.
information.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Remember I said free market valuations of your home? That is a true valuation that I believe is more important than an appraisal. I want to explain something. Everyone needs an appraisal when they go to buy if they're going to get a loan, right? But the appraisals now are a reference point. Most houses are selling for more, and that's Frank's job. He'll go in and tell you what he thinks it'll sell for with no obligation. There is no obligation. It's all free. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You want to know what else is free? Free legal advice when you need it the most in an injury. John Fuller will go over your case with you on the phone. He'll give you the extent of his knowledge on valuing the case, telling you what to do next, if you need an attorney, how to handle insurance companies. In fact, I would call John Fuller first because it's free, there's no obligation, and even if you hire him, it's still no out-of-pocket, it's a percentage fee basis. Free legal advice. John Fuller. That's personalinjuryco.com. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
Maybe you have a loved one who
Gets routine tasks more than usual, like letting the dog out, or struggles with chores like laundry or cooking. Sometimes what may seem like a senior moment consistent with normal aging could be symptoms of MCI, the earliest clinical stage of Alzheimer's. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties like these, or other memory issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor and consider asking about cognitive screening. You can also learn more about MCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com by Biogen and Eisai.
Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and if you're anything like me, you sometimes struggle figuring out what to get as a gift for your wife or fiance or girlfriend or maybe even your mom when it comes to the holidays. I'm not the most creative person, but luckily I can fall back on Beauvisage Skincare and Spa knowing that my wife will absolutely love it. How do I know? Because she's loved it every time. Whether she's gotten a facial or a body treatment or a massage, Beauvisage Skincare and Spa has had my wife come home and say, thanks, Ross, that was fantastic. You know, they've been around for 36 years, and that's why they do it better than anybody else. Plus, their prices are so competitive, even the fabulous half day at the spa, including a catered lunch. So get in touch with Beauvisage and see what you can get for that special lady in your life. 303-779-5002. That's 303-779-5002. Or online at bvspa.com. That's bvspa.com. give her the wonderful gift of Beau Visage.
It's the most expensive time of the year, with card balances climbing and gifts that are making your cash disappear. It's the most expensive time of the year.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. Credit card balances won't be the only thing going up in the new year. Rates will rise as well. Don't miss out on your chance to save. 303-867-7000 or online, idealhomeloans.com.
It's the most expensive time of the year.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths. Oh boy, the holidays are coming fast. And yes, I know you've been getting busier and busier, and I'm aware you might want to put off your new kitchen or bath project till later. I know that. But as it is every year, it's my job to keep all of our people busy right through the holidays into the new year. So, can we entice you to call now, order now, and install later?
This is Todd Cicchini. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll make you a business offer. If you call now and take a look, and then decide to go ahead with your full kitchen or bath project, we'll reduce the retail price by a full 15%. But you have to understand, we'll only be doing this for a short time.
That's right, Todd. That means the folks will get a beautiful new look in their kitchen or bath at a time that works for them, and we'll keep all our people busy right through the so-called slow time of year. Perfect. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word. We'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
You know the greatest thing about Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine? I'm not a patient. Not now. I was, but they got me out of pain. So here I am, Tom Martino, pain-free, telling you about their wonderful clinics. They tackled my chronic pain to stop the immediate inflammation and pain. That got me over the hump for their world-class physical therapy. Thank you, ColoradoPainCare.com. I urge anyone in pain to call them at 303-GOT-PAIN.
Gather near and bring the cheer this holiday season. Dazzle and delight the love of your life with a gift from Helzberg Diamonds. Don't miss great prices on stunning diamond studs, tennis bracelets, gemstone rings, and the year's must-have look, gold jewelry for stacking and layering. Another reason to go to Helzberg? Get a free Microsoft Surface Laptop Go with a purchase of $1,699 or more. Visit Helzberg.com or a store near you today. Limited time offer while supplies last. See online or in store for details.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's go to the phones. Joe Chiano's with us. Joe has the strategy, Become the Banker. And Joe, I wanted to ask you something here. I've been getting questions on this, and people think about investment toward the end of the year or what to do. And the guaranteed investment is 4% by contract. Is that right, Joe? Is it still 4%?
You know what, Tom? Actually, the law has changed. As of 2022, the interest rate has been lowered, actually, which is a good thing in a way, to 3.5%.
What do you mean lowered?
So it was lower. It was from 4%. It went down to 3.5%.
Which means the guaranteed rate of return is 3.5%?
Guaranteed, that's right. However, though, that comes with a blessing in disguise, okay?
What is that?
Because now people can actually put more money into their policies without making it taxable. See, before, we had limits as to how much money you could fund a policy with. Well, now, by reducing that interest rate, companies right now and the government is allowing people to fund their policies with enormous amount of money without creating what they call a MEC, or a modified endowment contract, or become the policy taxable.
So they have lowered the rate of the guaranteed rate of return, but they raise the amount you can put in.
That is right. And most companies, though, that deal with the Become the Banker strategy, they're mutual companies, so they're going to give dividends. Even though the dividends are not guaranteed, companies haven't missed paying a dividend for over 200 years. So those dividends will be increasing to make up for that shortfall of the interest rate.
Aha. Okay, so now, when you borrow from it, what does the company charge you?
Actually, less money. It was before, it was like 4.76% or close to 5%. Right now, that loan interest rate has been lower to 3% in some companies.
So if you have this account, you can borrow from it without paying tax on it, and you can still pay yourself back more interest.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of the new law. Now you can put more money into the policy. You can pay yourself back at a higher rate of interest. That's what they call it, become the banker. And you can actually, stuff the policy.
All right, so in other words, then you borrow from it, you pay yourself back more interest than the company is charging you. That puts more money in the account. And that extra money you put in there, does that grow tax-free too?
Absolutely. Everything in the policy grows tax-free.
Okay. And the people who established this account at 4% or now at 3.5%, is it frozen even if the government lowers the rate?
Absolutely.
It's not variable.
It's actually the people who actually get those accounts before the new change, they are totally grandfathered. That means that the 4% will still remain.
And then now 3.5%, but you can put more money in, and
exactly,
and that makes up for the reduction in return.
Exactly, and then the dividends also will make up for the reduction.
So by saying, in layman's terms, in order to get the benefit of this tax-free savings account, you have to have a life insurance policy. That's what the government says, because they want to encourage people to have life insurance. So they give you a reward saying if you overfund it, it grows tax-free. In layman's terms, there was a ratio of how much life insurance you need to how much you can put away in a lifetime. And you're saying that was increased. So now you can put away more.
You can absolutely. You can put more money away for less life insurance.
Right. And by the way, that's what Joe always believes in have less life insurance. The life insurance is just an excuse to have this policy, this tax-free account. And that's becomethebanker.org for more information. I'll go back to him in a second. But Keith, go ahead, Keith. What's going on, sir?
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Keith.
That guy that called in earlier, it's so insulting to listen to. So I know exactly what talking head he heard that from, and that is nothing but propaganda where he's making a comparison to people that fought in World War II and stepped up the plate to defend this world against tyranny and getting vaxxed. This vaccine, or it's not even a vaccine, this injection does nothing to increase herd immunity. Absolutely nothing. Literally, this guy is a sheep.
Yeah, that's what Mark said.
I don't mean to disrespect him, but...
All right. Well, Keith, I give respect to whoever calls because I promised him that. I don't have to agree with him. The one thing I do disagree is that they've talked people into thinking that natural immunity means nothing. Here's what's really strange. Listen to this. While they say natural immunity means nothing, on the other hand, they say herd immunity has happened and can happen. Herd immunity will never happen with 100% vaccinated people because we will never have 100% compliance, ever. We never have in the past, ever in the history of vaccines.
You can still give it and get it with the vaccine.
Haley, what is your comment on the PCR test? Go ahead, Haley.
You said these PCR tests are so accurate. You might want to look up the 2007 whooping cough outbreak, the exact same PCR test. 142 people told they had whooping cough. And then 8 months later, oh, you know what? They were all false positives.
Haley, there's a reason for that.
One of them.
Haley, there's a reason for that. And listen carefully. The reason I say the PCR test is accurate is because they exaggerate it. So what I mean is this. If anything, if they say you don't have it, you can pretty well believe you don't have it. However, if they say you do have it, there's two possibilities. You either have it enough to be infected, or you have some traces of the virus and will never be infected. So the weakness of the PCR test...
You have nothing.
Haley, I understand that, but Haley, I understand. Haley, you're not listening to what I'm saying. That doesn't affect the accuracy. It's how they interpret the results. Here's what I mean. The PCR test goes by cycle thresholds. They sweep your mucus through once.
It has nothing to do with cycle thresholds.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, she's just not listening. It has everything to do with cycle thresholds, everything. If you sweep once and it does pick up a virus, well, man, you got a lot of virus. If you sweep twice, 3 times, here's what they did. They kept getting negatives. And what they do is they keep sweeping till they got up to like 30 CTs. And at 30 CTs, a speck of virus can show up. So it says you have COVID. What it should say is at 30 CTs, you showed evidence of some virus particles. What I'm getting at is that person may never, ever, 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 ever get infected. In fact, most studies show that you have to be that people above a 14 cycle threshold, if you amplify it more than 14 times to see the virus, it's so weak you will probably never get infected. But they don't do studies on this. Here's why, Haley. Not because PCR is inaccurate, but because they can use it to their own good. When Biden got in office, I don't care what you say, this happened. They reduced the cycle thresholds for positives, meaning that if you did not show up by 20, they stopped. Therefore, it showed it was going down. But it wasn't. They were simply not testing as many cycles.
So in other words, a 10x magnifier was used. Then when Biden came in, they only used a 5x magnifier.
Kind of like that. Yeah, it is like magnification. They go through a cycle threshold, and if they don't see the virus, they keep going until they do see it, unless they were getting to 60, and if they don't see it, they say you're fine. If they see a minute particle at 35 magnification, let's call it, they'd say, you have it. But some people who the PCR test said had it, they did have it. Minute particles. And that's what you want, because that's what gives you immunity eventually. But what happened was they made them quarantine, whereas somebody, it didn't mean you're going to be infected. Remember, they never say infections. Never. They say cases. Because they can manipulate the case number at will. All they have to do is put out the word. From now on, 14 CTs or lower only. We're not going to count anything above 14 CTs. Then they say, okay, everything from 25 CTs below. Or they make it higher. When they want to show more cases, they increase the cycle thresholds to give more positive results. If they want to show less cases for political gain, they reduce the cycle thresholds. So it's a game, people. That's the problem with PCR. Not its accuracy, its implementation.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
It's a nice recovery now after an earlier crash westbound I-70 at Sheridan was clear. So looking at I-70, and your speeds are good now. Between Arvada out through to Aurora. To drive on 225, no delay, 10 minutes between I-70 and I-25. And a great time to be on I-25. No worries for you as far as delays go between Lone Tree and
Sheep with tunnel vision. Does not matter what side of the aisle. Manipulating basic stats for statistical or social lubrication.
Social lubrication. The CT cycles, I fucking couldn't believe it. The day after Biden gets in, we magically have hundreds of thousands of less cases. How did that happen?
Ken, pencil whipping.
A rugged tool set or durable pet toys for the four-legged family member. Still can't decide? There's always a Murdoch's gift card. Hurry in. Sale ends soon.
One of the health services I fully endorse is hydration therapy. In fact, it's the most common therapy there is for anything, from shock to dehydration, stress. I mean, if you go to the hospital for anything, hydration. And now a lot of people go to these hydration bars, these IV clinics. You don't have to. RockyMountainIVMedics.com will come to your home or your office. In my case, the studio. And guess what? Not a penny more than going somewhere else. Why would you travel, especially now, when you can get it in the comfort of your home? For migraines, hangovers, dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, or if you have the flu, they'll come to you. 720-987-2155. Same day appointments, same hour appointments. You can text or call 720-987-2155. If you're looking for countertops, you've heard me talk about the art of granite. Now, I don't want to misinform you. It's the art of countertops, really. They do granite, marble, quartz, man-made or solid surface, man-made or natural stone. That's theartofgranite.com. Get prices on the phone. So proud of his deals. The Art of Granite. They tear out and haul away free. They do the kitchen, the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. Wholesale on all materials. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
iHeartRadio's Twas the Night Before Christmas podcast is here, just in the same nick of time, and an immersive 3D audio featuring Elton John, Carrie Underwood, John Bon Jovi.
You know, that really pisses me off.
What's that, bro?
It's a long story, but fuck. I don't want to talk about it on the air. Jesus Christ, this sucks.
Experience eye-popping illustrations that bring the story to life, or just say, Alexa, play the Night Before Christmas podcast. Brought to you by MetaQuest 2.
Hi, oh, the holidays are coming fast. Yes, I know you've been getting busier and busier, and I'm aware you might want to put off your new kitchen or bath project till later. I know that, but as it is every year, it's my job to keep all of our people busy right through the holidays into the new year. So, can we entice you to call now, order now, and install later?
This is Todd Cicchini. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll make you a business offer. If you call now and take a look, and then decide to go ahead with your full kitchen or bath project, we'll reduce the retail price by a full 15%. But you have to understand, we'll only be doing this for a short time.
That's right, Todd. That means the folks will get a beautiful new look in their kitchen or bath at a time that works for them, and we'll keep all our people busy right through the so-called slow time of the year. Perfect. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word. We'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
If you want to create extra breathing room in your budget, pay less for your home, and possibly save up to $1,000 a month, now is the time to call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky reminding you that mortgage rates are still incredibly low, making it a great time to get an absolutely free mortgage review from American Financing. You will work with a salary-based mortgage consultant, someone who will present custom loan options that can save you up to $1,000 a month, plus tens of thousands of dollars in the long term. It is a no-pressure, no-obligation experience that's focused on you, and you may be able to skip 2 mortgage payments, creating even greater upfront savings. So what are you waiting for? It only takes 10 minutes to get started, and you can pre-qualify for free by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online at americanfinancing.net. That's americanfinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequency,
people can you spread it to?
Exactly.
Virtually everybody except for people that already had the virus.
Or vaccinated,
So
right?
The whole mask mandate, the social distancing, the shutting down all these small businesses, it's 100% to protect the anti-vaxxers. And I'd take it one step further. If I have a heart attack, I'm in a traffic accident, God forbid that I have to go to an ICU and there's no ICU bed, I say yank the tube out of one of the anti-vaxxers in there and let me have that bed.
So let me ask you this. Do you believe, Joe, then those who don't get vaccinated should be secondary on the care list?
Yeah, maybe the ones on Medicaid.
You're
Medicaid
saying
shouldn't cover it.
You're saying there should be some kind of Joe's saying there should be some kind of consequence to your actions.
That's what our governor said Friday, and I agree with him.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK. I'm going to get to all of your calls, I promise. Every one of them. Millie, Joe, Scott, Mike. So stick around. Mike has another person we talk about a lot is Kurt Rogers, that affordable interest mortgage. Because mortgages right now are all
Fast. I need Indeed. Indeed you do.
Your fault. All you guys' fault.
What happened?
Match your sponsored job description.
Fix it?
Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75.
User error.
Sponsored job. Terms and conditions.
Fat fingers.
Same difference.
1103.
Same.
That
motherfucker got 110 years.
I know. Which one was that?
He was driving a truck.
Oh, that guy that came down the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of staying on the fucking highway, man. God damn, I almost don't think that's fair. I mean, if it was if it was someone I knew killed, I'd probably think it was fair, but fuck. He was the one, right? He's going down the highway.
Down I-70.
He loses the brakes.
Yep.
And instead of riding out on I-70 and doing whatever you're trained to do, he fucking exits and fucking kills a bunch of people.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, that's what he didn't do. He ended up, those people he killed were on the highway. He should have, when he first lost his bearing, he should have took the first truck ramp out.
No,
he might have been past it.
There was no truck ramp. I think he exited and that's where he killed people.
Okay. You know more than I know.
And they're trained to stay on the highway. In fact, you even see the signs that say if you lose your brakes, don't fucking exit. Did you see that trucker got 110 years, man? Jesus. I thought that was excessive.
And then tonight's low drops to 32. For tomorrow, windy with a high of 50.
That's got to be panicky as fuck, man. I wonder what you do try to do. Maybe jackknife it. I wonder what they literally train someone in a semi to do when your brakes are fucking gone and there's no truck ramp.
That'd be scary.
Yeah, what do you fucking do? I think you wouldn't exit. I think the last thing your brain would want to do is exit. I think you'd want to stay on the highway. I would think you'd want to jackknife it, or I don't even know if is that feasible? Is it possible to jackknife a vehicle at 60 miles an hour?
You'd roll over yourself pretty good. Yeah.
I just hate to be the car in front of them. You look in your rear view mirror.
Ah!
Shit, this guy's coming up.
It'd be terrifying. Terrifying.
They will deal with all major insurance companies. They're proudly veteran owned. I know Rock, I know the team, American Restoration. The number 8337-AM-REST. 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 And believe me, there's a lot of rip-offs in this industry. Go with the best. Online at amrest247.com.
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
President Biden has unveiled part of his plan for the shift to electric vehicles. 500,000 new EV charging stations. Has anybody checked to see what that will do to weigh down the power grid? And where are we going to get all that from? Windmills and solar power? Don't think so. We'll talk about it at 2 o'clock. 630 KHAP, Denver's talk station.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. And I want to just bring up a really good promo code for that, okay? Because you can get 40% off now of the daily soft gels, okay? 40% off. Use the promo code DAILY40. DAILY40. Also, you can get the cherry bombs, they're called. They're little cherry gummies. BOGO bombs, B-O-G-O bombs, 40% off. So anyway, go to realcbdthatworks.com for all kinds of Christmas specials because they make great stocking stuffers. Hey, let's talk and see what we can do for you, okay? I got to get to these calls, and then we have Joe Chiano on the line with Become the Banker, which is an investment strategy that's very safe and legit. Okay, Scott, go ahead. What's going on with you, Scott?
Tom, how you doing?
Very good. What's happening?
Yeah, I'd like to. I was going to try to donate to some like child abuse or human trafficking charities for my wife for Christmas. How do I find out good ones and how much they use for what they're supposed to?
Okay, if they voluntarily submit to the Secretary of State a financial record of their charity, then I believe that's where they file them. Then I would say look at it and see if you're happy with the results.
Okay.
Now, as far as the trafficking goes, here's the problem with charities. There are many, many scams out there. So you have to do some homework. If they should be totally transparent and willing to share information. The very first thing you want is a 501(c), okay? So you ask about their 501(c) and check to see that it's real with even an EIN number. I'm serious. You have to see that it's registered as a 501(c) with the IRS.
Tom, have you ever heard of CharityNavigator.org?
Yes, I absolutely have. What a great idea. Charity Navigator is good. That's an organization. They kind of hold themselves out like the Snopes without the liberal bend, but they're just a neutral. They're just a neutral service. Charity Navigator. You know what, Suze? I don't know why I didn't think about that because we've used it once before. And charitynavigator.org is the one you want. If you Google Charity Navigator, you'll get a lot of imposters. What's the name of the group you're looking for?
Oh, I'm not sure. I just started thinking about that the other day, what to do. I just got a list of some other company was doing it, and I saw some names I might have to look at. Something about, what is it?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. They have all kinds of stuff. Yes, they have all kinds of stuff. Now, they will tell you that, but some of them are not rated. Like I looked up the child trafficking thing, and there is one that I'm familiar with that I was involved with, and they are listed here. They are a legit 501(c)(3), and they're not rated, but you can get all the details about them, where they're located, their websites. So go to charitynavigator.org to find out that information. That's really cool. All right. Millie, what's going on with you, Millie? What's happening?
Okay, this is very lengthy, but I'm shortening this down, and after you investigate, you can learn more.
What's going on? Well, tell me what you're calling about.
We're talking about a family that needs a Christmas blessing.
Okay.
The son has to go to the entrance.
Okay, I want to analyze this. Okay, how do you know this family?
They are part of my family.
They're what?
It's my daughter's family.
Your daughter's family. And what is okay? What is their situation today? Are they homeless?
No,
okay.
No. They sold. The husband sold the truck, and they sold the house, and that's not the problem. They're not asking for charity.
All right. What do they need, Millie? They sold their house and they sold their truck?
Yes, because they have a son who has cancer.
Oh.
And he's losing. This young man was going into medical school about a year and a half ago when it was discovered.
How old is their child with cancer?
He'll be 26 2 days after Christmas.
Oh, my goodness. What kind of cancer?
Beg pardon?
What kind of cancer?
I can't remember the name, but it's the one that spreads rapidly.
What kind of cancer?
He lost his leg. He lost part of his leg.
Oh.
He's had the cancer show up in his lungs. He's had it shown up in the other parts, and they.
And what do you and Millie? Did you guys do a GoFundMe page or anything?
They did at the beginning of each year. They go funding to get help to pay for his deduction.
Tom, my understanding, pardon me, Millie, my understanding from Millie is this gentleman was in med school, had to put that off. He's got to go up to Anschutz twice a day, so many times a week, and part of his leg's been amputated, and he needs transportation help. Did I understand that right, Millie?
No transportation. What happens, his mom might take him to an appointment early in the morning.
Hold on, Millie. You know, Suze, I want to help her. I want her to tell her story, but we can't understand her phone. It's crackling. It's terrible. If she's on a headset or in a car, she needs to get somewhere. We cannot. I can't do it. I mean, I want to help this woman. From what we understand, though, she does have a grandson with cancer. Millie's daughter, right? Didn't she say Millie's daughter's son is, well, whatever, 26 years old. They need some kind of help. His parents sold their home and truck. We want to hear about this, okay? We want to hear about it. Speaking of that, Jack Hamlin is on the phone. He's been a common man here a few times. I've had him in. He's a cool guy. And on social media, he calls himself John Hammy. I don't know why, but anyway. Or Jack Hammy. Hey, Jack, are you there?
I'm here, Tom. How are you?
Good. You're calling in with a donation.
Yeah. So every year, I've done on your show a few years.
Yes, you have. Yeah.
We've got a group, Energy Strong. I put out a call at the end of the year for donations. We start with 3 checks, $500 each. That all kind of stems from growing up with a single mom with 4 kids, and $500 would have made a huge difference for our Christmas. So we started that, and this year we had like 16 people match that, and just people in the oil and gas industry, friends of mine, just people in my network.
Wow.
And so we gave away $7,000 yesterday to just families in need, and we have 2 checks left over, so this could be good timing, 2 $500 checks. And
one thing we'll make sure of, Jack, you know this. One thing we're going to make sure of is that they go to someone deserving, someone who needs it, and someone where it'll make a difference. It'll actually make a difference. What I mean by that is we can't patch a hole in the Titanic, but at the same time we can help someone, and we want it to make the most impact is what we're saying, if you allow us to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this year, so I've been doing it for like 6 or 7 years. This year, the stories that we got, the nominations we got, it was dire straits, worse than I've ever seen. People have been obliterated.
Here's what I don't understand, Jack. I talk to businesses who can't be busier, doing bathrooms, kitchens, doing machine work, doing cars, doing anything. They can't be busier. They could not take another piece of business. So somebody is spending money. Then I hear just the opposite. People can't work and don't have money and are going homeless, or what? How do you reconcile that, Jack?
I just think there's a growing gap. There's a huge worker shortage. You've touched on it. We're still trying to hire engineers. No one will come to work. We've got like 600 job openings for our company. And just can't find anybody. And there's a big gap. There's people that still have it. There's a reduced workforce, so of course they're busier. We're slammed, but we're slammed with less people. And then you've got the people that are middle, lower class, and lower class have just been devastated. There's no question. I mean, we've got 50. You know, we put out this call for help, and we had so many emails. I had to have help screening them, and it was just sad. I mean, people are hurting. There's no question about it.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's incredible to me that there's such a dichotomy, such a divide of people doing super, super, super well and other people not doing anything. Yes,
so if there's anybody who wants to nominate a family, Tom, should they email us?
Yeah,
email
us.
Help@troubleshooter.com.
Help@troubleshooter.com. Good information. Help@troubleshooter.com.
I feel bad for Joe, but I just want to. Can you read minds? Yes, I can. Hey, Joe. What do I want? I just found out, same as everybody else. This phone's not working. Are you in contact with the Beyond? Yes, I am. Huh? They're our share of snake charmers. We deal with them. If you displease the right people, it closes in on me very fast. Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Rooney Mara. You're gonna find out what's coming.
Jack guy?
Jack's a great guy, man. Yeah, he is. I want to talk about that
gift certificate or gift card I've been talking about for the core scan. That's the carotid artery scan, which is 98% accurate for the rest of the body. So if you have soft plaque, it'll show it. And soft plaque is a direct risk of heart disease and stroke. In fact, you can pretty much be assured it's a predictor of that. And you can have it done for $150, an introductory price right now by a local group of doctors. These core scans are done in Denver and Boulder. $150. You can print it out right now and put it in a card or a gift, or you can have it emailed. COR, core scans. Let me tell you this. I had it done. It's an amazing piece of diagnostic equipment. I've reversed mine. You can do it too. Listen to this. The most accurate, low-cost diagnostic method for seeing the soft plaque, bar none. That's corescans.com. I love buy and build. I have such fond memories of buy and build. I did one project where I sent my builder. And another one where I went with the builder and we picked out some stuff. I did some work. He did some work. Then I had buy and build do the whole shooting match. They did the whole thing. That's how those are the choices you have. You can go and just get your equipment and your materials, at below wholesale prices: cabinets, vanities, countertops, sinks, faucets, bath hardware, accessories, plumbing fixtures, lighting, 560 South LaPan. Or have them do a turnkey. Call them if you need more information, 303-295-6022. But it would behoove you to drop by. Go to I-25 in Alameda, then go west on Alameda, and then south on LaPan 2 blocks. 560 South LaPan, buyandbuild.net. Start out your year with no pain. How about that? Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. Why don't you go to them? Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. In fact, I just recently got some new information about Colorado Pain Care, okay? They have a new location. They have a new location in Golden. They are doing same-day appointments. You get a free stainless steel water bottle when you call them if you mention Tom Martino. So this is the best you can do for pain relief. They're moving to 755 Heritage Road. And their physical therapy will be on Union. Listen, to find out more, just call them, 303-GOT-PAIN. Of course, they still have Denver locations, 303-GOT-PAIN.
Saving money has never been more important.
But what more can you do to add money to your budget? How about refinancing your mortgage? It's a viable solution that may save you hundreds or even $1,000 a month, but you've got to call American Financing. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky inviting you to get a free mortgage review from my friends at American Financing. There is no pressure, there's no obligation, there's no upfront fee, no hidden fee, no application fee, just a simple conversation with a salary-based mortgage consultant where you will learn about.
Okay, Tommy, I have Millie back for her family she wanted to talk about. Here's the thing, she's going to go off speaker. She says, the reason I use speaker is because I'm deaf. I'm a little bit deaf. I said, well, let's just try it off speaker, so just so you know, she's talking over you.
Think of the possibilities, then pick up the phone and call American Financing. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000.
Yeah, they got a little of everything.
Online
Yeah.
at AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 12334 regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
What do you think of those parents getting held on $1 million from that school shooter?
A bail?
That's $500,000 a piece.
That seems a little unreasonable, doesn't it? Like, they're not going anywhere. And they're not like killers.
It's weird, man. They are definitely making an example.
We have almost every major designer in the country. I'm
Bruce Williams. And I'm Steve Williams. This Christmas, prices start at under $250 and go as big as you want to go. Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek.
I'll be curious what the judge says.
And Williams Jewelers in Inglewood at the corner of Broadway and Bellevue, celebrating over 70 years as Denver's first family of fine jewelers. This Christmas, don't give her ordinary, give her extraordinary. From Williams Jewelers. Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life. Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply for a job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Maybe you have a loved one who forgets routine tasks more than usual, like letting the dog out, or struggles with chores like laundry or cooking. Sometimes what may seem like a senior moment consistent with normal aging could be symptoms of MCI, the earliest clinical stage of Alzheimer's. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties like these, or other memory issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor and consider asking about cognitive screening. You can also learn more about MCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com by Biogen and Eisai.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
I'm meteorologist Carly Cassidy with your Pinpoint Weather Forecast. We've got more of the same for your Tuesday. Mix of sun and clouds, upper 50s, low 60s, and becoming breezy.
Get in the holiday spirit at Lowe's Winterfest and save $30 on a Google Nest smart thermostat. Was $129.99, now $99.99. While supplies last, valid through 12/26, U.S. only.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Millie is back, and she is talking. Now we got a better connection. Millie, let's talk. Your daughter's son, it's your grandson, right?
Yes, sir.
26 years old, diagnosed with cancer. What kind of cancer?
I think it's mesothelioma. Highly contagious.
No,
yeah.
I understand. Now, Millie, what is the prognosis right now? Do they give him good chances of survival? What are they saying?
He is a strong young man of faith, and he's fighting.
Okay, now, Millie, the family, you say,
look good.
The family sold their home and their pickup truck. Is that,
yes, sir.
Where are they living?
They're renting a house.
And they did this just to have the money to help him.
Well, yes. And they're a very close family. Now, Tom, I'm going to ask you to do me a big favor, okay?
Yes.
I don't want you to, I'm going to explain briefly what's going on because I have trouble hearing.
Go ahead.
And I want you just listen, okay?
Go ahead, yes.
All right. This family has been through so much between the mother's health and another daughter's health, and now their son. Aaron said he wanted to be an oncologist because he thinks God wants him to do that to help people with cancer like he has. His prognosis is not good. Now, Mom drives him sometimes twice a day from their home all the way out to the hospital on East Colfax. You have to be there early in the morning and then leave and come back later because there's no room for him. He is so worn out, so tired. They need to find a place, maybe somebody has a spare room or something, that he could come in the morning and then just lay there and rest until his next appointment, and then he'd go home.
So he has two appointments, Millie?
Too much.
Millie, he has 2 appointments in one day?
Yes, sometimes a couple days a week.
Okay.
He'll go in for lab work and then chemo.
I get it.
And radiation.
I get it. And he needs a place. They would like to have a place for him to rest in between. In what area?
Yes. Yes.
What area, Millie?
Over by the hospital.
I think by Anschutz,
Is
Tom.
it Anschutz?
Yes.
Okay. And so what you're asking for, Millie, is very logical. He has to go there a couple times, or daily, excuse me, and two different times in the day, and it's really hell on him to go and drive all the way back home and then drive all the way back, and there's nowhere he can go, and the hospital doesn't have a place for him to rest in between appointments?
No, the hospitals are full.
He needs a place to stay in between treatments just to rest. What?
Yes.
Okay, now, Millie, what about the hours? When is this in between time?
It just varies. Like sometimes he'll be there at the hospital between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, and he's done around 10 or 11, and then he has to go back between 3 and 5.
Okay. So he just needs a few hours in the middle of the day, or they do, to stay there. Yes, Suze.
The Ronald McDonald House is just a half a mile away, and I was just told that he could even stay in the lobby there. It's an option.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I just typed it in.
Millie, did you check with the Ronald McDonald House?
Last night I was checking with a lot of people. What he needs is to be able to have a bed to lay down and sleep.
I get it.
Because he sleeps so much.
I wonder if Ronald McDonald House would have that, Millie.
Let's call him. Who wants to call? Let's give it to somebody. Hold on a second. Now, what's synchronicity? Yesterday, we had someone call. We talked about synchronicity, okay? Coincidences that otherwise would not be connected, but people find meaning in it. One guy had a reoccurrence the other day of Florida. He was on Florida Street. Something had to do with Florida with the group he was listening to. Then the guy that he was helping was from Florida, and Florida and Florida, Florida. The other guy had a number that kept showing up. It was on his receipt. It was at the time of day. There are all kinds of things, and people start putting meaning to it. Now, this Dr. Young, or Jung, J-U-G, I was reading about him one day about synchronicity and how he believed there was something to it. And then there was another scientist who said, no, there isn't. We tend to want to make connections. And so we just got talking about synchronicity. And Mike called in today. He probably heard it on delay or something. He wants to give a synchronicity story. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Tom. Enjoy your show.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I stopped at a gas station, I want to say 8-9 months ago, and I had change coming back, $4.11.
Okay, $4.11. Got it.
Yeah, I just kind of laughed at the lady, and she said, "What?" I said, "Well, that's my birthday." Well, at this gas station, you use your kickback card for points.
Yeah.
For money off. Well, I used that, and she gave me my receipt. And my points were 1957, my birthday, 4/11/1957.
Oh my goodness!
I know, and I took a picture of it, and I had a blown up 8x10, and I put it in my bedroom in a frame.
Isn't that crazy? Just stuff like that happens. Was that the craziest one that ever happened to you?
That is. It'll never happen again. I don't see it happening again.
Yeah, man.
4/11/1957 on my points, and I just thought I'd share it. I couldn't get on yesterday. I was too late, but.
Oh, but thank you, Mike. Thank you. See, that's exactly the kind of thing that people go nuts over. Wow. Now, listen, Joe Chiano, it's a little difficult because he's on the phone today, but we are talking to him about, we've had questions about Become the Banker. I'm trying to go through some of the questions. One of the ones was, what is the cost of life insurance, Joe? Because here's why. If people are listening, the purpose is not to get life insurance. No one's trying to sell you an expensive life insurance policy. But if you have life insurance and you overfund it, that money grows tax-free that you can use. And if you do it the right way, you never pay tax on it. But someone wants to know, if they wanted to put over a lifetime $100,000, what is the cost of insurance?
Hey, Tom, I mean, this is the beautiful part about the Become the Banker strategy. You know, the policies that we use for that, they're what they call front-end loaded products.
What does that mean?
That means that all the expenses and costs, including life insurance costs, charges, are taken from the front end in the first maybe 5 to 7 years.
Okay, so how much, though, like what percentage of your investment or return would go to life insurance for that first 5 to 7 years?
Probably about 10%.
Well, you mean 10% of the whole account?
Of the whole account, yeah, about 10%. And then once the policy meets the break-even point after 7 years, then there's no more cost. That means that the cash value of the policy will equal what the client has put in, the investment. Then after that, it just takes off like a rocket. I mean,
so there's no premium. There's no premium paid after that.
Not after that. They're making money.
Okay.
Let's say that somebody puts $100,000, and in 7 years, the policy is worth $100,000, and so that means that on the 8th year, the cash value of the policy will be over $100,000, and the death benefit is free, and there's no more cost.
Okay, so the earlier the better on that. And again, this is hard to explain on the phone, but bottom line is you never really take it where you pay tax on it. That's the really important part of it.
I like that annuity he sells.
Yeah, I don't know if you can talk about that annuity, Joe, but I would like to get to that. Anyway, 303-713-TALK is our number. We got more coming right up.
KHOW Denver, 6 to...
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Just cleared a stall off the center lane southbound I-25, right around 225, but watch for some residual slow traffic trying to work your way in toward the tech center. At one point, traffic was backed up to Yale. Northbound I-25 is moving along quite well with no delay, as if you drive on either direction of 225 and I-70, both directions checking clear between Golden and Aurora. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy, a high of 64 today, and then tonight's low 32. For tomorrow, windy with a high of 50. Currently, it's 59. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
The Denver Museum of Nature and Science proudly presents its newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. Explore dozens of habitats with live animals and discover how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
Frank Duran, the real estate
man.com. Frank is just the best you can have anyway for listing a property. He sells it for quicker and more money than market averages. He also, of course, has stats to prove that. And if you're looking for a property, he knows how to source those quickly. He knows how to get the ones that just went off the market. He knows how to do it right. The other thing is this. You can do a free market valuation of your home to find out what it will bring on the open market in this market. Better than an appraisal, better than these Zillows and guesses. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Countertops are the hallmark of a kitchen. And I always brag about the art of granite because of how they do it. Wholesale on all materials. Tear out and haul away's free. That bathroom vanity, free when you do the kitchen. So they can give you a price on the phone because what they're charging for is simply fabrication and installation. Theartofgranite.com, get your price and know if you can do it. Get it started. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Theartofgranite.com.
You love technology, you just don't understand it. Luckily, the Tech Stuff podcast can help. Join tech enthusiast Jonathan Strickland as he explores the people, the
companies, and the technology that affects our lives and culture. Along the way, you'll learn about all kinds of tech stuff. Lasers are really fascinating. They're also really complicated. That little dot your cat loves to chase around is possible because of some incredible technology. Listen to Tech Stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Colorado friends. Are your missing or failing teeth holding you back from the food love? At Clear Choice, we understand. Your teeth are an important part of how you look and feel, and it's easier to enjoy all of the great food and fun Colorado is famous for when you're at your best. It's time to get a free consultation at Colorado's Clear Choice. Our doctors
Tom, what I was going to ask, that Energy Strong, weren't they here in the studio a couple weeks ago? That's what I thought.
Including our delicious local food.
Okay, Tom, Ronald McDonald House, they have no suggestions for me.
thing about the kids, huh?
They had no suggestions for me.
Oh my God, they can't.
And I said, couldn't you even just sit in your lobby? She said, no, we have a no visitor policy. So could we just put the word out again to listeners, like maybe there's somebody that lives up
I
that way?
can't believe the Ronald McDonald House, what isn't their whole function is to accommodate the family?
21 and younger. You have to be within 60 miles residency
I
of
was
the
just
place.
reading that.
21 younger, and this kid's 26.
I know that, but as it is every year, it's my job to keep all of our people busy right through the holidays into the new year. So, can we entice you to call now, order now, and install later? This is time to keep.
A hotel room, a motel. Yeah, that sounds.
Actually, right across the street, there's from the whole medical center on the other side of the street. They're putting in new apartments.
Oh, I saw that when I was going to the airport the other day.
Do all kinds of stuff. Maybe somebody should create such a service for old folks, because that doesn't make sense. I mean, you know, it's got to go get blood work in the morning. It's got to go home. It's got to come back for his chemo. Either that needs to be coordinated differently, so he goes in and gets his blood work, and then sits for his chemo, and then gets the hell out, or something has to happen in that slot. Because my mother-in-law, she's in a facility. They will transport her, but if she's got a split appointment, okay, and we go through that sometimes. My wife has to make decisions, because transporting her there and back is a mess.
Also, I wanted to let you know that if you use promo code KHOW.
That's me, MH. Don't make that guy just pitch a tent on Colfax. Come on.
30% off your next order. If you or somebody you know.
You guys are heartless at times.
And their entire line of products. BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, that's BlueSky-CBD.com.
The Sharpest Rides in Englewood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during these times, which is why they are making car buying easier than ever right from your home. You can pick out your car right from the Sharpest Rides website, get credit approved, finance, and they will literally drive your new car.
Hey, Peter, Mark Major, how are you, man?
The Sharpest Rides is the
Hey, can you call this guy, please?
Colorado, and you can shop over 1,000 cars
Don Lee.
today at thesharpestrides.com. They have cars under $10,000
Yeah.
and even 2020 models. So get shopping today at thesharpestrides.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. RenewHomeInnovations.com for beautiful bathrooms. Quartz solid surface walls, no maintenance. Also a huge inventory of other materials and American Standard fixtures. You can get a free shower door, 12 months to pay, special discounts for seniors and veterans. And they have these special, beautiful rectangle showers that replace that old tub shower. Or you can still do a combo. But they're new and updated. And the showers, they don't have thresholds, so they're great for people with disabilities. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000, 303-904-2000. Okay, so we are trying to get a place for a cancer patient, 26 years old, to stay in between daily treatments. He has to go to Anschutz daily. And they go in the mid-morning, like 10 o'clock. They have a reprieve until about 2 in the afternoon or 3. But in between, they can't go all the way home and back again, and they're looking for a place. Now, we called the Ronald McDonald House. That's for children only. And Tom, it's for parents of children. And they are what people who live way far away.
Right. And then, Tom, it's just 1 or 2 days a week max. It's not every day.
Oh.
Just 1 or 2 days a week.
I misunderstood. Thank you. 1 or 2 days a week. He needs to stay a few hours where he can sleep in between his doctor's appointments. He's a 26-year-old young man. He's accompanied by his mom. I don't know, would his mom just hang out or drive around?
I think Mom has to drop him sometimes.
Okay.
I'm not sure on that.
And then he goes back there. Whatever it is, he needs a place to stay near Anschutz a few hours a day. What a wonderful thing this would be if we could help them. She's not asking for the world. Now, of course, Millie, I'd like to know if they have a GoFundMe site or anything like that I can help with as well. So if you can find that out, Suze. Robert, go ahead. What's going on with you, Robert?
Hey, Tom, this is Robert and Christopher. You helped me out a while back getting a place.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember you, Robert. What's going on?
Yeah. Hey, we're doing pretty good.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you for calling. What's happening?
No, I appreciate you guys' help. I just want to do something else. It was kind of a funny thing. My son, we got a Christmas card yesterday from my P.O. box people. And I told him, I said, put it on your door. You know, just tape it up there. And he did. And he came back 5 minutes later and he said, well, we don't know anybody. We're not going to get any more. So I thought, well, okay. I'm going to try and prank him. And I wanted to call you and see if you wouldn't just give out my P.O. box.
Okay.
And have some people send him a Christmas card.
Now, who is it we're sending it to? No. This is what I need to know, though. Who are you suggesting we send the Christmas card to?
Him. To my son.
His son.
Oh, your son. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. I misunderstood this. I
love it. I think this is a great idea.
Hold on. I think it's super. And this all came up because you got one Christmas card?
Right. And it's from, where I have a P.O. box where all my mail go to. And they gave me one. They gave me a little piece of cake just
now,
for thank you.
Can we send Christmas cards to that box?
Yes, that's what I want.
Okay.
I just want people to send just a Christmas card. But then he'll, because he said, well, we're not going to get any more, I think it would be kind of funny if he got 20 of them.
I get it, bro. Let me explain this. I want to explain this story. Robert was doing fine, living alone. His baby mama of years ago, his ex, died. The son had to come live with Robert. Robert was in an adult facility, so found himself in a motel, and then... No, she didn't die? I thought she did.
Drug addict.
In jail or what? Oh, okay.
She just couldn't take care of him.
Got it.
Yeah.
You took your son. He came out here. You got him in school. You were having a hell of a time keeping him in school because you didn't have a place to live. And
right. I didn't have an apartment. Yeah.
And then didn't you? Okay. Anyway, you couldn't save up enough. It was terrible. We found a lovely person who offered a place to you. We found other donors who wanted to donate, and we got you on your feet. And
yeah, when you guys paid 2 months of my rent up front.
Yes, Robert. And you are not only doing well, but your son is in school. You sent us a picture of him playing his violin, happy to have a room for the first time in a long time. And you guys are a happy story, a success story. You care deeply about your son. You gave up everything you were doing. You kept working, though. I want to keep that clear. This man kept working. He didn't use it as an excuse. He kept working.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, so in other words, he then is thriving in school. You're working. You're making the most of what we gave you, and we thank you. Now Robert's calling saying that his son says, hey, Dad, we don't know anyone. We're not going to get any Christmas cards. So what Robert wants is for people to send him Christmas cards. I think that what a wonderful thing. You're not asking for money. You're not asking for the world. Robert, what's your son's name?
Christopher.
And I remember the picture. What a good young man. I wish we could put that picture up, but maybe not. I don't want to do that, Robert.
He has the first concert tomorrow in school. They're doing a little thing for Christmas.
Okay, so Christopher.
That is so cool.
Now, how should we give out the address right now on the show?
Isn't it a P.O. box?
Yeah, it's a P.O. box.
Okay, do you mind if we give it out on the air then for people to send cards?
Yeah, just to send cards. That's it.
Okay, so
Christopher Evans.
Okay, Christopher Evans, and P.O. Box.
No, it's not. It is a P.O. box, but it doesn't say P.O. box.
Okay, what does it say? 330
East Costilla, Costilla Street, Colorado Springs, 80903.
Hold on. And 80903?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to give that out again for people who didn't get it, so please just hang on there. I'll be giving it out again.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Right now we're looking at a closure of Santa Fe, both directions, due to fire activity between Ron King Trail and Lakeside
It's fucking strong. Who is KOA? Yeah. 7
overnight, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. till morning.
You know why they go to Clear Channel?
Oh, is that it?
Oh, night. Oh, they're so far. And why?
It's almost as strong as the rest of the. It's almost as strong as everything else. That's pretty fucking great.
For tomorrow, windy with a high of 50 expected.
That's where you should be running some of that your scam shit over there, because everybody can order that. There's no reason to it.
Streamline your route to hired with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in the same place. Find your next great hire and visit Indeed.com/credit.
FixMyHome.com is the website. Fixit247 is the company, and I'll be giving out that number because for $39, you don't get better service than licensed, insured, bonded people to your home to find any problem, whether it be plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Now is the time to take advantage of this when you're not under the gun. If your furnace isn't working top-notch, if your electrical, if you're plumbing, get it done before the cold. We know we're going to get cold. And it's only $39. Here's the best part. They tell you what's wrong. You're not under any pressure because it's not freezing. And if you decide to have the work done, they credit you the $39. What a good way of doing business. That's Fixit 24/7. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Free legal advice. When I say that, I mean it. John Fuller will talk to you about your personal injury case. Call him. Don't talk to your insurance, in my opinion, before you talk to him. Don't talk to anyone before you talk to him. He always says you should always snap a lot of pics at the scene with your phone just for, to be safe. And if there are people around watching, any witnesses, that wouldn't help. And a picture of the other party. He says call him. He will discuss your case, talk about what it's worth, talk about what you should do, see if you really need an attorney. And there's no charge. If you do hire John Fuller, it's all on a percentage fee basis. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Genesis is a quality name. Thanks to Mark Szymanski. Quality for his home improvement company and also for his solar company. That's GenesisSolarCO.com, where they do 20-minute evaluations of solar to see if you're a good candidate. What do I mean by that? Well, they look at a satellite imagery of your house to see what radiation you get, and if you get enough to make it worth your while, they'll let you know how to freeze your electric bill for 25 years. All components guaranteed 25 years, including your production guaranteed 25 years, all from the manufacturer. Call GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. Yes, there are still full tax credits and benefits to solar. 303-474-4317.
Do you want to be for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And sure, they have 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There's no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say Jill50, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Plus, save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say Jill50. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
I've talked about Blue Sky CBD for quite some time. I've had a great experience.
with these products. They just keep getting better and better. I know a lot of you, hundreds and hundreds of you, have tried it and feel the same way. And the feedback that you've been sharing through reviews is terrific. I've met with the owners, and they shared some interesting info on the latest batch of their Max Relief Balm and how they tested
The balm.
700 milligrams. It's basically a free extra 200 milligrams. And this stuff has been amazing for me with aches and pains. The more and more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. Also, I want to let you know that if you've used promo code KHOW as a one-time code, please feel free to use promo code Dave, my first name, for 30% off your next order. If you are
They're copying everything we're doing. You know that?
I highly recommend
Yeah,
Blue Sky
I heard that this
CBD
morning, that
and their
ad.
entire line of products.
Everything we're doing.
BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, that's BlueSky-CBD.com.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and reporting fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
Biggest no-brainer.
In the history of mankind, bro.
Boy, that's
hollow head.
And iHeartRadio show.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all your garage door needs. Listen, they come out to your house for $80 and will inspect from top to bottom, lubricate, adjust, make sure it's in perfect shape, adjust the hinge bolts, all of that. That is all for $80. Now, they have all of their prices on OneClearChoiceDoors.com, a great company for your garage doors, whether you need an opener or an entire door. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. Okay? So we have, and please ask John to hang on. I do want to get to him. But Joe Chiano, listen, can you talk about, in addition, you're a certified financial advisor. Is that correct, Joe?
That is right, Tom.
So in addition to become the banker, which is overfunding life insurance on purpose to get a tax-free savings account and then borrowing from that through your life, using it for retirement, in addition to that, you have a way people can put away money now for income for later in an annuity. Is that right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have what we call it the guaranteed pension account.
How does it work, Joe? How does it work?
It's an annuity, but it's a very unique annuity. Your money that people put in will never be at risk. It will never be in the stock market. We don't believe in risk. We believe in safety, and that's what consumers really want.
And what
today.
do you get? What kind of growth is it getting?
You know, right now it's been averaging between 7 to 11%. 7 to 11% without risk. Without risk.
And
now,
what is an annuity? Explain that to someone.
An annuity, it's an income stream. It would be just like if you were to win the lottery, you have a choice to either get the lump sum or you can get a payout for the rest of your life. Well, an annuity is like that. You know, you choose to either put a lump sum in or you can put monthly payments if you like, and then in the future, it's going to guarantee you a payout or a paycheck for the rest of your life, Tom. How good is that?
So Joe, depending on how much you put in and the projected earnings, that's what your monthly check will be.
That is correct. That is correct. And I think was it Doc over there in your studio?
He did one, yes.
He did one. He says, he bought income.
Right, he bought income. What he did, he had money in the bank. He says, money in the bank's not going to do anything. I'm going to buy an annuity. That annuity he bought, and he sat on it for a few years, maybe several years, and then he turned on the switch, and it becomes income.
That is right. Beautiful. It's guaranteed.
So how long does it? I guess it depends on how much. I was going to ask, how long does money have to sit there before you start collecting? Like, how old is too old? But if you have, I guess if you have $1 million too old, there is no too old, right?
There's no too old at all whatsoever.
But if you have a modest amount every year to put away, or can you convert other investments to this?
Well, absolutely. You can convert like 401ks, IRAs, brokerage accounts.
Is it considered a distribution when you convert?
No, it is not, because it goes into another 401k or another IRA within the same annuity.
Oh, my goodness. So you can convert conventional retirement to this.
And take the money that you have at risk with the stock market into safety, into something that's guaranteed. And just like Doc, I mean, he wanted to have safety. He wanted to have an income. And most people today want to have that, Tom. They want to have certainty.
And that you can find out that, again, becomethebanker.org is the same information for Joe. Becomethebanker.org. Email me if you have any questions, help@troubleshooter.com, or you can always call us. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around. 303-713-TALK. I'll take all of your calls.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles.
I hate where you have where they make dots when you type in your password. I fucking hate that.
No obligation offer at
Why, you want to see password?
That's Orchard.
Yeah, some of them have where you can show them.
Show a password.
But
KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
You know the
Number one for
rationale
music,
for
radio,
it,
and
though, right?
podcasts, all in one.
That idiot with the telescope over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
ABC News. I'm Derek Dennis. In Kentucky, crews continue to look for any signs of life in the rubble after Friday's massive tornado swept across the state. Today, Governor Andy Beshear giving a grim update on those missing and those confirmed.
Wow, that's interesting. HOA says smokers have a lower COVID infection rate.
Who does?
Smokers, because nicotine binds to the same receptor blocking the virus.
President Biden will visit Kentucky to view the.
Where you read that at, MHOA?
That's interesting as shit. I know someone that smokes like a chimney. No vax, hasn't had the virus, and he has been airplanes, casinos.
It still needs FDA authorization. The U.S. Senate Committee on Health, Education.
Maybe Fauci will tell everybody to start smoking.
Nomination of Robert Allen to be commissioner of the Food and Drug
That doesn't sound right, because
a landmark
kind of a
settlement
respiratory.
Landlord for sexual
That's the part that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Joseph Santani preyed on women and men living on the razor's edge of housing insecurity. For 15 years, U.S. Attorney Rachel Honig said Santani demanded sexual acts from dozens of tenants in low-income apartments in Elizabeth, New Jersey, or else he threatened eviction.
He violated the Fair Housing Act by demanding sexual acts again and again and again.
Santani agreed to pay $4.5 million for a victim compensation fund, the largest ever monetary settlement for sexual harassment in housing. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York. An investigation is underway into how a woman fell overboard on a Carnival cruise to Mexico. The FBI now involved. The ship back in Long Beach, California.
That sounds like someone pushed her off the fucking ship. I mean, how many does an average cruise ship lose? They never report these numbers.
No. South Carolina.
It does happen, though.
Fuck, it happens a lot.
Then took his own life. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Said he read it early last year. He'll try and look it up and ship it out here, I guess.
Ah, it's sounding a little sketch now.
What is?
Smokers.
Smokers.
It's harder to get COVID.
The lady who works at Anschutz suggested, so Scott, I was going to see if you would make this call.
Sure.
There's a Hyatt right across the street. They're pretty community-minded and may be willing to donate that room for a couple of hours, a couple days a week, a room for the guy. So I was going to have you call Scott, ask for the manager, tell him who we are, what they called about, and see if they would be willing. And if he says he can't, see if he knows of anyone around there that might. It's a shot.
Shot, yeah. Yeah.
I'll text you the number. Does that help?
Yeah, for the Hyatt?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right. Let's see, I figured she's on to something. She also suggested there's like Fitzsimmons Apartments. They have some show apartments. Maybe they'd be willing. I think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Like letting someone sleep in it for a couple hours.
Also, I think, I don't know if it's still there, but at the end of that facility down close to Peoria and Kofax, there used to be some veteran housing right up in that like kind of in that end right there where the big buildings haven't come out there yet. There's still those small buildings. That used to be veteran housing. I don't know what it is anymore.
And then I found his GoFundMe site, sent you guys the information just so you could see it. I mean, they raised their money. They got over 15 grand for whatever they were looking for.
Wow.
Aguilera Madero was driving the big rig in April 2019 when he barreled down eastbound I-70 at speeds of up to
That's the idea, AG, to see if we can get some sort of a room set up in the area. Maybe publicize it to other folks that might be suffering the same kind of stuff. Who knows?
The week ahead, we only have one.
Yeah, if he could stay at the Hyatt.
With no accumulation, and that comes with the cold front that will be swinging across the
Hyatt.
area come Wednesday.
Hyatt Place or whatever it is. That would be.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Santa Fe, both directions in the Littleton area due to fire activity. This is between Ron King Trail and Lakeside Drive. It's south of Titan Road and C470.
I cracked my phone the other day. Did I tell you that, Mark?
No, how'd you do it?
I have no idea. All I know is I was downstairs sitting at the table and I looked at it and I said, look, at the bottom corner, sit over in the corner.
Barely,
Yeah.
Must have had just like that.
Or yeah, just something like that. It whacked me out. I'm sitting down and I'm looking at it and I saw that and I'm like, what's that? I tried to wipe it off. It didn't come off.
Murdoch's Country Christmas Sale is going on now. Save on gifts like a new pair of boots, a rugged tool set, or durable pet toys for the four-legged family member. Still can't decide? There's always a Murdoch's gift card. Hurry in. Sale ends soon.
Another person we talk about a lot.
Uh-oh, is it getting hot for Fox News right now? What are they talking about?
Because mortgages right now are at all-time lows and people are refining and people are buying. I want you to know AImortgage.net is where you'll find more information on affordable interest mortgage. Locally owned and operated since 2001, trustworthy, and looks for the client's best interests. What I'd like to tell you is about their loans. Asset manager.
Yeah, and then you got a whole bag of rocks in it, put them all.
You get credit for everything in your bank account, which counts against your average daily balance. You got to find out more about that one. Plus, conventional loans or FHA and VA loans. Hey, can you believe the low rates? Well, guess what? You need more than that. You need good service, and you get it at Affordable Interest Mortgage. 720-895-0500.
Talking heads, stop making sense.
It's the Dan Capella Show.
Afternoons 4 to 6. Hey, Tuesday 4, the court handing down that 110-year sentence for the trucker who killed 4 people on I-70 in that fiery crash. What more needs to be done to protect you and your family and others from bad truckers? Join me at
Wow. That convert. Gee, I wonder if he does personal injury for like
110 years.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Harris Family Law, a family law attorney, or firm actually, Rich and Lisa Harris have started this years ago. They have a team of attorneys, And here's the deal. I hope you never need them, okay? You know, divorce is never happy. But what Harris Family Law does is something called collaborative law, where they work with the other side and agree not to file any motions and not to keep things in court, but to do as much outside of court as possible to keep costs down. They also do what's called an early neutral assessment with just you before you even file to see if you want to go through with it, to let you know unbiasedly what a divorce would look like for you. And then, of course, what they can do for you. An early neutral assessment. Anyway, Harris Family Law, I've known them for years and years. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-515-5000, 303-515-5000. Back to the phones. Jim has a question. Go ahead, Jim. What is your question, sir? What is your question?
I have a question about that annuity.
Yes. Go ahead.
So I might leave my job in the next few months. I have about $300,000 in a 401k.
Yes.
My question is, how safe is that if I put all that money in that annuity?
Okay.
Is that...
You mean, and how long do you plan on leaving that $400,000 alone before you need the income? Just out of curiosity. But go ahead.
4 or 5 years.
Okay. So, Joe, 4 or 5 year timeline. Let's say a 5-year timeline with $400,000 in the annuity. How secure is it? Is it Jordan now? Okay, Jordan.
It's actually Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, Jordan, which is Joe's son. Jordan, how secure is it?
It's very secure. So you cannot, the whole point of these annuities are you cannot lose any money. So when the market goes down, you do not participate in the losses. And that's why a lot of people love them, because you can build the money up, and then when he decides to retire, it'll give him a set paycheck for the rest of his life, no matter how long you live.
And the paycheck is based on return or based on initial?
Combination of both. So there's kind of two components where, just like you're mentioning, with whatever he dumps in there, he'll get a nice little bonus on that, up to 9% potentially, just depending on what state he's in. And then on top of that, it's based off of how well the S&P 500 does, the growth, and then there's a guaranteed component as well, that even if the S&P crashed for the next 10 years, his account's guaranteed to still grow at somewhere around 4 to 5, even on the upwards of 6% if he's in his later years.
Okay. Now, Jim, do you have a specific question? When they say safe, Jim, you may be asking what I'm asking. Is that in writing? Is that a contract safe, Jordan?
That is in writing.
And who are the institutions behind them?
Yeah, so they're annuity companies. We use a lot of them, like Fidelity and Guarantee Life is a good one. Allianz. Pacific Life. They're basically large insurance companies that their goal is not to invest your money in the stock market per se. So that's where your account, it's going to grow off the S&P 500, but you're not technically in the actual index itself. And that's the beauty of this, is you get the growth without that risk like you would if you're in a 401k, because you would lose money because you're directly impacted by mutual funds.
Does it still have that 9% bonus?
It does. Yep. So that's where I was mentioning.
What is that 9% bonus? How does that work?
Yeah. So like Colorado is a great state that, we have, great financial laws that help, individuals get their accounts growing. So you're allowed to max out on 9%, meaning that in the first 12 months, any money that you roll over, any money that you add in there in that 12 months, the company will match you 9% on that. And that just goes into your account.
So could he roll over that entire, he wouldn't have any tax consequences coming from a 401k into that, or would he? I don't understand.
He would not.
And then he'd still get the 9%. So he'd get, they'd roughly give him $35,000 on top of his own money.
Is that for sure?
They would. Yep.
No ifs. And hold on. How long does he have to keep his money there to keep that $35,000 bonus?
Great question. So with the bonus, and again, based off his state, it could be as low as 7%. But again, if it's Colorado, it's 9%. And the bonus, technically, so it grows with your account day one. So that $35,000, just like you mentioned, would be on top of his account growing with it. Now, every year that he stays with the company before he turns on the pension or takes any money out, 10% of that is vested, meaning that he owns 10% of that year by year as it goes forward. So essentially, after 10 years, if he wanted to cash out and just take all his money, he could do that with the bonus as well.
Jim, did you hear that?
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now listen. No, seriously, I've known them. I've known them since Jordan was a little kid.
Let me ask Jordan one more thing.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to give out the phone number. So get ready, Jim. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, based upon his numbers, I think he said 345,000. Add the 9%, and you don't have to do it right now, Jordan. But we'll come back to you. If he started taking money out in 5 years, like he said, what is his paycheck for life going to be based upon his numbers?
Okay, how old will you be in 5 years, Jim? Jim?
Yep, 62.
60, okay. This is great. Here's what I want to know, Jordan. This is real life. This man is 57, right? He wants to keep it in there till 62. Yeah, 5 years. Now, in 5 years, that $400,000 plus bonus, what will it be worth in monthly payments to him? This is a real-life scenario. This will be great to answer. Yes, it will. So hold on, and we'll come back to you. John has a synchronicity story, and I will give out the number, this annuity, and become the banker, all of that, right now, as I said. It's 303-779-6600, 779-6600, becomethebanker.org. Hey, John, I hope you held on. I love synchronicity stories. Go ahead.
Oh, man, Tom, I got a bunch of them. But I didn't even get to finish the one from yesterday with all the Florida.
Oh, man, that one kept getting crazy. We got the point, bro. We got the point. Wait a minute. You had more than one experience in your life?
Oh, heck yeah. I have them almost every day.
Okay, give me a crazy one like the Florida one.
Okay, crazy. Well, it's not quite crazy, but it's not synchronicity. It's the man upstairs. Okay, I used to go to church. I don't go to church anymore.
Okay.
I miss it. I don't go.
Okay.
Anyway, so used to go get coffee and go sit down and, do the church thing.
Yeah.
So all my kids wanted to come this time, and they all wanted coffee, and so I was going to get them all coffee, and it was the honor system. You put $1 in a jar,
right,
and get your coffee.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I didn't have $5. I had $4. And my wife's in a hurry because she's like, we can't get 5 seats together. We got to hurry now. Let's go. And I've put in the jar before $10, maybe $20 before, because it goes to the church. It's a good thing.
Okay.
And I got to thinking, it's kind of like, the church kind of owes me. I can just grab a cup. And a little voice in my head said, check your pockets. And it was enough to get my attention.
Yeah.
And so I go through my pockets, and my wife's like, let's go. And I would go, wait. And so I emptied out all of my pockets, and I counted out 96, 97, 98, 99, $1 exactly. And I got chills up my
Oh, in other words, because you were planning on stiffing him, but no, it went through your head. But then when you put your hand in your pocket, you had exactly $1.
Exactly, in pennies.
I don't know. I don't know if that's synchronicity or not. Listen, you can tell me another one if you want. That one's good, and don't say we didn't get it. We got it. We got it.
Not everyone in the lottery.
But I'm not so sure that's synchronicity because I don't know. I don't know.
It's finding $1 in your pocket.
Yeah.
The other day I put my jeans
His Florida story.
and there was a quarter left in from a week before.
Yeah, don't make fun of
it. It's the same thing.
Hey, Jordan, we hope you have that monthly payment just to see what happens with this guy. If he puts his money in, I'd love to hear it. We got more coming up, and we're going to go right to that, too.
When news breaks.
Mark is such a pain in the ass. Oh, my God. No, but
and I reached into my pocket, and there's $1.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Down to the penny.
Check your
Well,
pocket.
they say God works in mysterious ways. Now, if he reached into his pocket and pulled out a winning lottery ticket,
then he could rent his hotel room for homeboy for a year.
ZeroResDenver.com. ZeroRes is a carpet cleaning method using empowered water. Listen, it's a patented process, so I can't tell you what's in the water. I can tell you it's super soft, it's alkaline, it's great water, no pathogens, in other words, it kills everything, no soaps, no harsh chemicals, nothing like that. And they have an effective scrubbing technique as well that gets deep into the fibers, but with less water, and it doesn't leave any sticky, dirt-attracting residue. Your carpets dry faster, stay cleaner longer. It's like new. I love it. The fibers feel new. So schedule your carpet cleaning. Maybe they can squeeze you in before the holidays. I think they can. Just $119 for 3 room areas. 303-471-5150. I use them in my home, honest to God. 303-471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan is an expression I made, in early 2000s when I met Brent Ivinson, because I knew that Ideal doesn't just rubber stamp a loan. They get a loan that's best for you. First they listen, then they lend. And Ideal, what does Ideal mean when they say that? What they mean is this. You may not need a 15 or a 30. You can pick whatever term you want. You may have something in your credit that can be tweaked, even though you're approved. There might be something small they can do, like correct an address or years on the job, that gets you better credit and better pricing on the back end. They also have other ways to save you money, like pre-approvals, which get you like a cash deal. That pre-approval is done. All you have to do is find the house. Yeah. Think about that strong of an offer. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000.
Hey, look.
And I reached into my pocket.
Are you hurting?
And there's $1.
Are you hurting, Mark?
Probably just because I haven't eaten for fucking 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Very slight headache, and I'm not looking forward to going to yoga with a slight headache.
I worked out yesterday. Today's a rest day for me. I don't work out 2 days in a row.
The address for Christopher Evans to send the card.
Oh, yeah, we need to give that out.
Oh, my God!
We should push that again. I'd like to see this kid get 50
Where is
cards.
it? Oh, it's on my call log.
Yeah. Okay. Say it to me slow so I can type it.
Type in there for everybody to give it out, too, man.
That's what I'm doing.
It's on the call screen. Do you have it open?
I have it. It's not on the call screen.
Oh.
I'll put it on the call screen, okay, guys?
Then you can cut and paste it.
I don't have the call screen.
Oh.
You don't have the screener?
I need more screen than what I got.
Where do you want me to put it? Huh? Where do you want me to put it?
Put it on the call screener and I can see it over here.
Yeah.
That'll work.
It's a street address.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. It's one of those like.
Oh, these guys already got it. Christopher Evans, 330 East Castelia Street, Colorado Springs.
Do you need this?
80903.
No, this.
Everybody listening should send this kid a card.
Hold on, I took it all. I'll put it back.
I was going to say, I just saw it there.
I'm going to put it here on the bottom.
No, but we got.
Gosh dang it! I don't want to do it like that. For some reason, it's not coming through the way I want it to. Hold on, let me put it here.
I'll tell you, it's nice having a success story.
There.
We've had a lot of fucking bogus ones.
Suze, did you take it away?
No, I put it on.
No, it's here.
No, Suze took it away.
Oh.
No, it's on there.
From here. We got it. That's good. That's good.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word. Look at your right. Get done right. 303-722.
God, it's amazing. We've had 800,000 COVID deaths. And China's had 4,000.
Oh, no. Oh. Guess how many Omicron cases? 4. They've had 4,000 total cases, right? Something like that. Why do people believe that shit? How do you fucking believe that?
Because the White House doesn't fucking say anything else. How they even report those numbers without cracking a smile?
They say good things come to those who wait.
Or they should just make a big believe it or not banner and then put the stats underneath.
Do you know this is never going away?
To set up a test drive at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Hey, our governor just reported it over, bro.
From your radio to your desktop. And when you ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio, Denver's talk station is...
I actually might vote for him if he keeps up with that.
630 KHOW and iHeartRadio station.
Yep.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. We have open lines you can get right through right now at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So Jordan Keanu, who is with becomethebanker.org, they also do an annuity. An annuity is where you put a lump sum of money into, you put a lump sum of money into an account, and it grows. You get a bonus for putting money in there, or you can put monthly payments in there. And then at such time in the future, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, 8 years, whatever, based on the return and the amount you put in there, what they do is they start paying you a monthly paycheck. It's an annuity. Now, Jordan, I wanted to ask something. One man called and said he was 57. He wanted to keep $400,000 in there until he's 62. I wanted a real life scenario. So if he's 57, he wants to take that 401k money, that $400,000, roll it over. He won't be taxed. Roll it over into this annuity. He wants to know what will happen when he's 62. What will his monthly payments be? Plus, in addition to that, when he rolls over the 400, he's going to get a bonus of 9%. And he may not be fully – well, it doesn't matter. I don't want to get complicated. But anyway, he's going to leave it all in there for 5 years. What would his monthly check be at the end of 5 years?
So I did $345,000. That's what I heard. So I didn't do the $400,000, but the $345,000 at least from what Mark was saying. Basically, he'll have in 5 years he could take out a pension of about $30,000 a year for the rest of his life. So off of just putting $345,000 in there, letting it sit there for 5 years all the way up to age 62, he can retire off that, getting close to about $30,000 every single year for the rest of his life. Which, heck, if that was sitting in a 401k, that would pretty much only last him maybe about 9, 10, even 12
wait,
years.
if he lives to be, Jordan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if he lives to be 105, he's still getting it?
He's still getting it. And on top of that, Mark, he also has long-term care protection. That if he needed any nursing homes or nursing
Wait a
facilities
minute, $30,000 a year on $400,000? That is not bad for only 5 years.
He did it on $345,000.
Holy crap, that is not bad.
And get this: that if he needs long-term care, they will double the pension and pay him $60,000 a year to help cover some of those long-term care costs. That's why these products we offer are so strong in today's market, because of everything we're talking about right now.
Like, what would define long term? Because that's a very curious, extra you threw on there.
2 of the 6 daily activities is what defines long-term care.
So if you have trouble,
and by the way, that's the same with most policies.
Yeah,
exactly.
Think about it though. Then it goes to $60,000 a year
for the rest of his life. And the best part about all this is something happens prematurely, and he has money in that account, then it will go as a death benefit to his loved ones.
Did that include the extra 9%, Jordan?
That is including that as well.
Pretty cool.
So now if he can wait 10 years, it only gets better. Then it goes up to $44,000. So just every year he can wait, it gets bigger and bigger.
That is pretty cool, man.
So, okay, hold on. I got to understand this. Let's say he waits 5 years, and that first year he gets $30,000 back out of his $345,000. What happens if he croaks the next year? What happens to the other $315,000?
Well, actually, he has at that point it's about $500,000 is what it's grown to. So based off of that, because
hold on, what happens to it? What happens to it?
That would go to his family. So $500,000.
So do you leave? You never come on. You never leave money on the table.
You never leave money on the table. Unlike a pension with a company or in other places where you have to potentially lose money if you don't have a spouse or if you don't have spousal benefits elected, you have a death benefit you can leave behind to your spouse, your kids, whoever you want to.
That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Actually, Jordan, I like that as much as I love Become the Banker. I mean, really, to be honest with you. I mean,
that's why it took us such a long time to really figure out, other products. We don't just jump in bed with any company or any product. We vetted this one out for at least 7 to 8 years now, and we feel comfortable to be able to market this because it's so strong.
The Become the Banker aspect is curious if you're a little younger, like in your 30s or 40s, with kids coming into their teenage years, because you start a life insurance policy on them, you fund it. Then you turn around, listen to this, Tom, instead of going out and borrowing money from a bank to buy their first car. You literally buy it off their own policy.
No, I know. Jordan did that.
And then you jack up the interest rate to, say, 10%, and you're funding that policy, basically a tax-free policy, forever until the kid retires.
Jordan, if I want to sneak money into my kid's account by doing that car loan and then paying it back, I must be limited on interest. I mean, what would prevent me from paying him 25% interest on his account? Is there a limit to the interest I can charge myself?
Yes. So these are kind of all those parameters when we sit down and meet with clients.
I understand.
We kind of figure out what's realistic and how much they're going to put in.
But give me an idea of the limit of interest.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go higher than $100,000 in a given year is what the policy is capable of having, but that doesn't mean that every policy can do that.
No, what I mean is this. If I borrowed $30,000 for my kid's car out of his policy, I want to pay back that 30. Now, that 30, I'm going to be paying on that 30, I will be paying a differential there of about 1% or 1.5%, meaning the insurance company's still paying me on my 30, but I'm paying them on their 30 that I borrowed. So there's a differential of 1 or 2%. So to break even, I want to make sure I charge more than that, but I can't charge 25%. I mean, that'll be less than $100,000. But is there a percentage that I'm limited to?
Not necessarily, and that's why, like we said, that $100,000 is the cap, and we break that down into
$100,000 over the life of the policy, or in a year?
Per year.
You mean to tell me I can pay myself back 12, 14% interest, 15, 16% interest, but once I commit to it, I have to pay it, right?
Well, no. I mean, the flexibility is built into that $100,000.
Oh my God! So I can
choose.
choose to pay a lot of interest, and if I run short of money, I don't have to, as long as I cover the interest that I'm being charged.
Correct. And again, it's different for everybody, you know. So
I know.
That's what we like to encourage.
It is an amazing financial tool. It really is. And so hang on, that's becomethebanker.org. It really is an amazing financial tool, both of those. The annuity and the Become the Banker. And people, I'm not asking for you to call and give me kudos and say, yeah, you're right. If you have questions, if you want to, tear it apart, let's do it. I love analyzing things. Now, Ben, what's going on with your email, Ben?
I got an email this morning from my email saying that he's entered my email or something like that, and he's trying to blackmail me.
All right, that happened to me. It said, look, as you can see, this email did not come from you, but yet correct. You're right. Yep. He said he got into your inbox. Basically, how did I send an email from your account? Because I've gotten into your account. I know this, I know that, and I could tell by what he said. Well, first of all, I did panic at first, and then Mark was one of the ones that said this happens. They can fake it, and then I Googled it too, and then I started asking around. And, Mark, there is a way for them to totally make it look like it came from you, even if it didn't.
Yeah, they spoof it somehow. I can't tell you how they do it, but it's definitely out there.
I was panicked. Oh, my God, I was panicked. So I went onto my account and changed passwords, and I figured, well, he couldn't have got in because he would have changed my access or something. But in any case, what does he say he wants, Ben?
$1,700 in Bitcoin.
Or else he's going to tell everybody what you do, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Did he say he captured you on your own camera?
I don't have a camera, so he did say that, but I don't have a camera, so.
You know what? That's what they say, man. I mean, and they must really feel that people are stupid, or that a lot of men just masturbate all the time, because that's basically what they threaten to show. I mean, they must think that's people's favorite pastime.
Why were you so nervous?
I was nervous. No, because I thought they got into my bank accounts and stuff, or whatever. Anyway,
that's what I was worried about.
Seriously, look, I'm smart enough I'm smart enough and old enough, I don't do anything on my computer. I mean, I just don't. First of all, I've always joked about this as you get older. You have barely enough energy to keep up with life's obligations, let alone create extra ones. And I don't want to go further on that. You just got to use you know what I'm saying? You just don't need to do it. And people know what I mean. Anyway. 303-713-TALK is our number, 713-8255. Keegan, I'll start with you, and then I'm going to finish after the break. What's going on with landscaping? Please just tell me it's not as easy as we think. You gave him money, and he never came back. Tell me it's not that.
It's definitely not quite that easy. My wife and I, we recently moved into a new home, and one of the things that obviously you need to do is landscaping for normally your backyard, so that's what we were looking to do. And so we went on to Angie's List, and we were recommended a couple of companies on there. There were a few people who came out, one of which was a company called Legacy Earthworks, and both of the owners had actually come over to take a look in our backyard. They seemed like great guys. And I had conversations with them, and then they sent us over a quote, which everything looked good there. We talked through a few different things, and we had a conversation with them, and, we verbally agreed upon all that. And so they said, we break down everything into payments if you would like. Usually it's you pay for materials and stuff up front so we can get all that stuff and start the work. And then at the end, if everything looks good, you can pay for the labor and the rest of that at the end. We just need to make sure we get all of the materials first and foremost.
All right, so bottom line, what happened?
Yeah.
Just you paid how much?
We paid $2,250 to them for all the materials, and that was in October to get started the first week of November. Then some...
Who is the landscaper? Did you mention the name again? Mention that name, landscaper.
Yeah, it's Legacy Earthworks.
Okay, and you paid $2,000. Did you get any earthwork done?
Nope, not yet.
When did he say he would start?
They originally said the first week of November, and then I spoke to them probably 2 weeks ago, and they said that it was going to be December 13th, which it's come and gone, and now they're not returning any phone calls or texts or anything like that, period.
We'll call them. Legacy Earthworks. So, who is the person behind Legacy Earthworks?
His name, there's two guys. There's one, the guy who's the owner, his name is Kyle Grabauer.
Kyle Grab?
G-R-A-A-U-B, Grauberger is the name.
Okay, got it. And who else?
The other guy's name is Trevor. I don't remember his last name off the top of my head.
All right, so how did you find Legacy Earthworks?
Yeah, Angie's.
Where? Angie's. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yep. That most of our problems come from Angie's List or Home Advisor. That's where we get most of them.
Okay. They are also listed on Home Advisor as well.
Make sure you let them know.
Yeah, I submitted a complaint last night.
Good.
To Angie's.
Good. Did you get a response?
Nope, no response yet.
Okay, Legacy Earthworks. What's their phone number?
I have their phone number as, let's see.
Yeah, we want to call them. I'm going to have maybe Deputy Dollar call and say, man, when are you going to get...
The phone number that I have, which is Kyle's number, is 970-539-5583. Now, the other guy who is Trevor, I can give you his number too. They haven't been picking up the phone.
All right, what's the other number? What's the other number? They may be out of business. You might be screwed. I don't know why you would give money down. I just don't know why. Here's what you say when they say we need materials. Say, okay, if you don't have credit to float materials, then I will pay for them when they arrive. Okay, that's what I would do. But what is the Trevor's number?
Yeah, Trevor's number is 435-5
Yeah.
33.
Wait. Hold on. 435.
633.
Oh, 633. Got it. And what else?
3743.
I'm going to get out these numbers again, folks, so don't worry. And we're talking about Kyle and Trevor, Legacy Earthworks. I'll give out these numbers after Deputy Doc tries them. Or Deputy Dollar, I mean. So let's give this to Deputy Dollar. Hold on, man. Somebody will be calling you off the air. 303-713-TALK.
That was late, right? Not early. I'm sorry.
Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown.
These guys is doing excavation work.
KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply.
Santa Fe, both directions in the Littleton area closed due to fire activity. This is between Ron King Trail and Lakeside Drive. It's south of Titan Road and C470. So if that's on your normal route there in the Louviers area, just be aware there is some slowing there. I-25 traffic looking pretty good right now with no delay either direction. C470, I-70, 225 also checking clear of delay. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a high of 64 today. Tonight's low will be 32, and then for tomorrow, windy with a high expected of 50. Currently, it's 63. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Murdoch's Country Christmas Sale is going on now. Save on gifts like a new pair of boots, a rugged tool set, or durable pet toys for the four-legged family member. Still can't decide? There's always a Murdoch's gift card. Hurry in. Sale ends soon.
Sheridan Auto Tech, everything you want in an auto repair facility. The longevity in business, more than 20 years, honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. Uncle Kevin does a splendid job. I call him Uncle because he treats his customers like family. They make recommended repairs, needed repairs, never unnecessary repairs. You can trust him for maintenance, repairs, light and heavy, or electrical issues. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242, 455-7242. If you're looking for insurance, health insurance, there's one company I suggest you call, and one alone. Let them do the shopping for you. Health insurance made simple and smart. Integra. INTEGRA, IntegraInsurance.com. It's open enrollment, so make sure you get your selection made before the end of the month, or December 15th, I'm seeing here, Mark. For a February 1st start date, you have as late as January 15th, but you should call them.
You got to call now.
You do. And you won't pay any more going through them, and if anything, they save you money. 303-
There's been a lot of changes, too, Tom. A lot of people can save money for the first time. But
in a long time.
The call.
303-466-5500.
iHeartRadio's "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" podcast is here, just in the same nick of time, and an immersive 3D audio featuring Elton John, Carrie Underwood, John Bon Jovi, and more. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas is also a visual podcast. Watch on the iHeartRadio app and experience eye-popping illustrations that bring the story to life. Or just say, Alexa, play the Night Before Christmas podcast. Brought to you by MediQuest.
Want to create extra breathing room in your budget, pay less for your home, and possibly save up to $1,000 a month? Now is the time to call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky reminding you that mortgage rates are still incredibly low, making it a great time to get an absolutely free mortgage review from American Financing. You will work with a salary-based mortgage consultant, someone who will present custom loan options that can save you up to $1,000 a month, plus tens of thousands of dollars in the long term. It is a no-pressure, no-obligation experience that's focused on you, and you may be able to skip 2 mortgage payments, creating even greater upfront savings. So what are you waiting for? It only takes 10 minutes to get started, and you can pre-qualify for free by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net. That's AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. Are you suffering from back, shoulder, or neck pain? Call Downtown's Healthcare and take back control of your body. Offering natural solutions for your pain, Downtown's Healthcare works on the successful model that the body will heal itself if given the proper tools, and that medications and surgery should be used only as a last resort. Call Downtown's Healthcare for a consultation today at 303-292-9992. That's 303-292-9992. Ask about their second convenient location in Lowry.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.375 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars.
This guy's driving me a little bonkers, man.
This guy's that.
This guy's got a problem. He's leaving. He must just
call today, 844-425-3669.
He's a non-understander.
That's 844-425-3669. 844.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
I like history of Earth. That brings you back another what?
Maybe you have a loved one who forgets routine tasks more than usual, like letting the dog out, or struggles with chores like laundry or cooking. Sometimes what may seem like a
Mark Major, how are you,
consistent with normal aging could be symptoms of NCI. The
Yeah, no
earliest
problem. I'm a little
stage of
confused.
Alzheimer's.
I
If
thought
you
he
meet
turned
someone
you
you
on
know
to
is
an attorney
experiencing
on this.
difficult
Aren't you dealing with
or
the
other
attorney?
memory issues or mood changes, talk to a doctor and consider asking about cognitive
No. I mean the attorney,
though. More about NCI and its most common cause at itstimeweknow.com by Biogen and Eisai.
Denver's talk station. Online at jhout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Everybody hung up. We had John, we had Jordan, we had Ben, did our phones just crap out? Yes, they did. Okay. Sorry, folks, we're having phone issues. You can try us again at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Meanwhile, a warning, a big warning when it comes to landscaping. Legacy Earthworks took $2,000, $2,200 from these people, never showed up to start the job. We need to stick together. We need to let people know about others who take money and run. This is a bad deal. Legacy Earthworks. If you know people who take money and run, let's make a list. I have a list of the worst at sleazbrigade.com. Opposite of referral list, sleazbrigade.com. John, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, man?
Hey, Tom, my name's John Mueller.
Yes.
And I've got a situation. I went to sell a cabin that I owned up in Park County.
Okay.
When I purchased that cabin in 2016, I got a copy of an invoice that the previous owner had paid to a septic company to pump it and inspect the tank. I have that copy.
How long ago? How long ago was that?
In 15.
Okay, so when you bought the cabin in 2015, you were given a receipt. Hello, you there? Our phones are crapping out again? Man.
I'm getting them back on.
All right. I'm so sorry that our phones are crapping out. 303-713-TALK. We'll get you back. When he bought his cabin in 2015, he was given a receipt for septic work. I wonder what he's going to tell me. I wonder if it's going to be the previous owner with fraud or the septic company that never did the work. I want to bring up another heartwarming story. Well, I'll go back to John as soon as I get him. But anyway, this heartwarming story about a homeless man we helped. Is he back on? Okay, I'll take him. And then I want to give out this story about sending a Christmas card to his son. He requested this. I'm relating his story. Hey, okay, John, 2015, you were buying this cabin, and you got a receipt for septic work. What kind of septic work?
They pumped it and inspected it.
Okay.
I have a copy of that receipt.
Got
and
it.
it says
So now what's
everything
going on?
passed.
Now what's going on?
Well, I went to sell it. Park County put a ban on it. They said you can't occupy this house now and you can't sell it till you replace this tank. And the inspector said, well, those have been outlawed since the 70s. We just didn't really enforce it.
Okay.
But this receipt says that everything passed. The lids, there were no lids on it. It was folded up plastic with a rock over the top.
What do you mean folded up plastic?
Over where there should have been a lid. There was nothing there. It was a big hole. And then they covered it with dirt.
Okay.
The tank itself was Swiss cheese. It didn't hold anything.
Well,
but I had to pay $10,000 to put a new tank in, or I couldn't sell.
Okay. Now, this is going to be very, very difficult because of the time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a statute of limitations.
Okay.
If there was, first of all, here's the problem we're going to have.
Okay.
That septic company did not breach a contract with you.
No.
Okay, so who do you sue?
Well, I don't even know.
I mean, think about it.
It was definitely not
Think about
correct.
it. Even if you go to, well, okay, it wasn't, John. It wasn't. I'll get it. And based on the septic system, I can tell you that, stuff happens. And
sure.
Now, here's the deal. The way I look at it, that company, that septic company owes you nothing.
Okay.
Okay? So you can't go after them and say, you screwed me. He's going to say, no, I screwed the owner or the seller. So I don't know what you do. You go after the seller and said, you told me you took care of this and you didn't. And he says, well, I thought I did.
The realtor told me it was taken care of.
What realtor?
The realtor that I bought the cabin from up in
was it the
Hartsville,
listing
Colorado.
agent or was it your agent?
No, it was the listing agent.
They don't have any fiduciary responsibility to you.
I get that. I get that. What about Park County? I know you can't really go after.
Why
government.
Park County?
Well, because they're the ones that said these have been outlawed since the 70s. We just didn't do anything.
Don't waste your time with that, man. Listen, this is sad. I would try. What I would do, I would make a last-ditch effort on suing the owner, the seller, in small claims court for $7,500.
Right.
I don't know. The reason I would do that is because I'd keep it in small claims. But what did they do? You're going to say they lied to you. They're going to say, no, I didn't. But, see, it could have been pumped and inspected. It could have been. If you have a copy of that, I don't know what you do with it. This is complicated.
What is this guy?
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
All right, the midday drive in pretty smooth shape right now. We're seeing posted speeds along the I-25 and I-70 corridors. US 36 eastbound at I-25 emergency roadwork has the right lane blocked. Just a minor slowdown. And on the south end, University north and southbound at Bellevue. Really heavy traffic. Not sure if that's a crash or construction. Fox 31 pinpoint weather.
They're actually talking about historic inflation. Wow.
And a slight chance of rain along the front range with very strong winds here in Denver.
They're going to blame Trump, though.
High of 50 and wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour tomorrow.
Historic inflation.
Windy day ahead.
No, for this spike.
Traffic and weather, Hank Carey, 630 KHOW.
Westera Credit Union. Selected as one of the 5 best in-state credit unions in Colorado by Forbes 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
MileHighEstatePlanning.com is now
BlakeHarrisLaw.com. The real message is free legal advice from Blake Harris. All you have to do is call him. Blake Harris will help you devise an estate plan right for you. Whether it be a will and a trust, a couple trusts, maybe a special needs trust for someone who has special needs. You can do an asset protection trust or just a trust that protects you and your heirs through their whole life on how they spend it so they don't squander it. Whatever it is, 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE. Simply Floors, Inc. That's INC for Incorporated. SimplyFloorsInc.com. They come to you. The floor coverings are not unique. They can handle any floor covering anyone else can. But the good news, you get better pricing with Simply Floors, personal attention with Simply Floors, Inc., and you get better installers with Simply Floors, Inc. SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's SimplyFloorsInc.com to make your own appointment. Ideal Home Loans has been lending since 2000, 2001. Brent Ivinson at the helm, still at the helm. I've known them practically the entire time, and here's the deal. You can trust them to listen to you and get you the loan best for your circumstances. They like to say, we listen, then we lend. Because it's important to listen. Not everyone's circumstances are the same. In fact, some people have little minor credit things that can be corrected. Even though they're approved, it can be corrected to get them even better pricing on the back end to save them on their monthly payment. You see, more than interest goes into a monthly payment, so do the back end charges. And if you can save money anywhere, it's worth your while. IdealHomeLoans.com. Don't forget the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. The pre-approval. And the other one is the interest rate guarantee. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. You can call them for details, 303-867-7000, 867-7000.
iHeartRadio's "Twas the Night Before Christmas" podcast is here, just in the Saint Nick of time.
And an immersive 3D audio featuring Elton John, Carrie Underwood, John Bon Jovi, and more. 'Twas the night before Christmas,
When all through the house.
not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas is also a visual podcast. Watch it
Did you watch,
and experience eye-popping illustrations that bring a story to life. Or just say, Alexa, play the Night Before Christmas podcast. Brought to you by
Fuck, I'm hungry.
Told me about Orchard. And no wonder. It's the new way to
You know what I'm going to have for my first fucking meal?
Steak.
No. Fuck no. I'm going to have, this is all I'm going to eat today. It's going to be fucking delicious. 2 Sam's Club hot dogs that I bought. And I'm going to grill them. You know, those big dogs.
Yeah.
2 of those. I think they're Nathan's.
Yes, they are.
2 foot-long hot dogs. I'm going to wrap them in bacon before I grill them, and with cheddar cheese melted on them.
Nathan's gonna be dope.
That's what I'm having.
Out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than
We have hot dog and chili night. Offered in Bear Boy.
Suzanne used to do that. Once a week we'd have that. We haven't done that since COVID, though. She can't have onions, so she won't eat chili. Really fucked up all of our shit now.
No cost, no obligation offer.
Is her taste coming back?
Yeah.
That's Orchard.com.
It's almost, I'd say it's pretty close.
Supplement plans is complex, even daunting. So I suggest true expert guidance to help you find the right plan. If you're currently or soon to be eligible for Medicare, please talk to the good people at Integrity
Couple
Health.
fucking hot dogs, boy.
Their Denver area offices learn your situation and help you choose just the right Medicare-related plan for your needs and budget. Integrity Health Advisors charges you precisely $0, and there is no catch. So get started today at IntegrityHealthAdvisors.com.
I love my family. They're funny, sweet, smart, even smell nice. But I hate holiday shopping to them. But ho, 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 not anymore.
Do you guys have tacos occasionally?
Yeah.
Skechers have affordable, comfortable shoes that will make checking off your
Enchiladas.
easy as pumpkin pie.
Man, you need a steak of enchilada.
I don't even know what a fucking enchilada is. Is it like a burrito?
It's like a burrito, but because of the content, I guess, but it's put together differently. You've seen the corn shell,
that's
rolled up.
Okay.
It's got, beef, meat, whatever you put into it.
So it's a burrito that's not in a burrito, it's in a corn. It's not in wheat. A taco's usually corn.
Taco's corn, or yeah,
No,
soft
a burrito's usually wheat.
Soft tacos are flour.
Yeah, flour.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show.
But an enchilada, is there rice in it?
They put all kinds of stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you just order one from a Mexican restaurant, it's probably got rice.
Depending on what restaurant.
Enchilada is like a flat, folded taco. Soft.
With whatever you put in it, they bake them with cheese over them.
It's just a different roll.
Yeah, just a different.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, we have Lance. Oh, I want to give you this story, too, right after Lance on the Christmas card story, I call it. Lance, what's going on, Lance?
Hey, Tom, this is Lance.
Yes, sir.
I had a fire in my garage on March 2nd, and I turned it into my insurance agency, and to make a long story short, they have only paid me $6,115.85.
All right. The fire was exactly when, did you say? And when? In March?
In March 2nd, yes, sir.
Okay, March 2nd. Okay. Now, what was the cause of fire?
It was a sonic cleaner that cleans parts for sewing machines.
Okay. And how did that catch fire?
I don't know, Tom. We went to bed at 10 o'clock. And at 6:30 in the morning, I opened my door, and it was just totally black soot.
The entire garage interior was burned out?
Yeah, it was covered in black soot, sir.
Okay, so what kind of actual damages do you have in real life?
In real life, sir, I have over 160 sewing machines in my garage.
Why?
Why? I owned a store here in Brighton, and then I closed it. And
they're not going to cover a commercial. They're not covering a commercial activity.
No, but it became personal property.
No, they wouldn't cover that much personal property.
Hold on a second, all right? Let's examine this. I want to get on Compass Insurance and talk about it. Were you doing repairs or anything like that? Sounds like maybe you were. Hold on.
Even if he wasn't, they're not going to cover 150 sewing machines. I mean, would they?
What's he doing with 150 sewing machines?
He owned a sewing machine store.
No sound on this one, but I'll go around the table.
What the fuck would that be?
This is from today.
No what?
Who does that?
So, well, if I see it, I say to Shannon, grab that.
Oh, and then loop it.
This one he did not loop it, yeah. This is so funny. Poor Mark.
Poor Mark.
Did you see my last one from a few weeks ago?
I got it.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's no sound in this one, Mark. He did this to me as he was listening to the Simplicity whatever story.
Oh, yeah. Okay, saw that. No, he was like...
That's great. I love this. I'm going to have a full library of your stuff.
Of Mark's stuff.
Station available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts.
Yeah, Suze, I still sling this one around.
Oh, the one with it like this.
Oh yeah.
That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. So I closed down. Well, I didn't. I sold it. But let's say I closed down the Goodyear store. And I've got a big fucking garage in my house. I bring 500 tires and put them in my garage. Then there's a fire, and I lose $1 million in tires. I don't think my fucking insurance company's paying me for those tires. I don't think so. In fact, I fucking know so. How's that? I mean, where would it end? The jewelry store? I had $8 million in diamonds. Where would it end here? Or better yet, I own a bank and I brought cash home. Pay me for my shit. I don't think they pay for inventory.
His parents are charged with
Jewelry's not a good example because there's riders for jewelry.
Right.
Cash, there's riders for too. So a good example would be the tires or TVs.
Did you document that they're in there, or you just claim it?
Say there's pictures, everything. I don't think they're going to cover inventory. I mean, where would it end?
It's like the insurance company say, why do you have, Mark, why do you have 500 tires in your
TVs, yeah.
TVs.
But even if I said I closed down one of my stores and put them here.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Teachers leaving, blaming parents.
Leaving where?
Teachers leaving their jobs.
Oh, I hope they all leave. We need fucking vouchers so our kids.
Oh, that
we need vouchers so inner
that
city
little
fucking
baby
kids can
died
go to a
in a
nice school.
tornado.
Oh my God.
It won't happen.
It'll happen.
No, it won't happen, Mark, because the inner city schools that are operating on fucking vouchers right now are one, not teaching inner city school kids, okay? And those charters that are fucking failing, okay? That's what's
I'm
happening.
talking private schools, man. Wherever you want to send your kids.
Why are charters failing?
Huh?
He's not saying in general.
They're not in general. They're failing communities. They're failing. They're failing the communities that they're supposedly put there to serve.
If you could take that money and send your kid to whatever school you wanted, then the only issue would be is the school the parent chooses. Simple as that.
Exactly. If you could do that.
Correct. And that's where we need to work to. And then the cream of the crop could be anybody.
And you know what we really need to do, though? We need to murder corporate charters. Because corporate charters are fucking money mills.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, there are corporations out there that are building charter schools.
Oh, it sounds like Indian casinos.
Yeah, and they are literally teaching trash. They're not teaching.
I got you.
Okay, they're not teaching. In fact, in Denver, there's two charter schools. One on one side of Colorado Boulevard, the other one on the other side of Colorado Boulevard. They both have the same fucking name. One is for the white kids, the other is for the black kids. Which one do you think?
Is it that segregated?
It is literally like that.
Can the black kids go to the white one? Or is it out of district, or how does that work?
They're on two sides of Colorado Boulevard. I don't have the exact address, but one has got primarily black kids in it. The other one's got primarily white kids in it. They are operated exactly the opposite. These two schools have the same name. They are under the same corporate charter.
I got you. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh, it is very fucked up.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and
Addie went to one. I think it was great for her. I'll tell you what she hated was uniforms. Although someone told me, is it Florida where every kid's got to wear a uniform? It doesn't matter. There's some fucking state where you have to wear a uniform, even the public school, and I like it. I fucking love it.
Did I ever tell you about my dad making me wear the equivalent of a Catholic school uniform to public school?
And you were like the only one?
I was the only. Hey, I wore.
Everyone else was wearing civics.
No. Huh?
What was your Catholic school?
No, I didn't go to a Catholic school.
I know, but what was the uniform?
Corduroys, white shirt, cardigan sweater.
And he's the only one that had to wear it. I bet it made you tough.
My dad made me wear it.
I know.
Yeah, and the deal was I was usually on punishment when I had to do that kind of stuff. I did like all in my head, just jacked up. Turned out many years later, one of my buddies says, I thought that was so cool.
What was it? What was the outfit?
Corduroys, a white collared shirt, and a blue cardigan sweater.
Every day?
Hey, my dad went and bought 6 pair of goddamn corduroys, 6 white shirts, and 3 sweaters. And I had to wear that shit every day.
Addie hated her uniform.
And I'm going to public school crazy.
I think all kids should have to wear uniforms in public school.
It's one of the best things you can do to make them.
It's uniform.
Yeah, to make them uniform.
Does the private school your kids go to? Do they have to wear a uniform, or just a dress code?
What's that? Oh no, they have a dress code, not a uniform.
Not a uniform. Nope, I like the uniform. Addie could pick from like 2 different things. That was about it. Pants or a skirt, and then a white shirt.
Elon Musk was chosen as Times Man of the Year. I suppose they wanted Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or I don't know, George Floyd. Let's talk about it on Wednesday.
Boy. Bad news.
Hey, do we have rock and roll coming in Tuesday?
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems. Every day we do this. Answer questions and take complaints. And this hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. Go on to that website, RealCBDThatWorks.com, for all of the latest and greatest CBD products. They have some gel caps. They have chewables. They have even cosmetic line with eye serum. Anti-inflammatory properties of CBD makes it perfect for eyes. So realcbdthatworks.com. Tom and the promo code always get you 30% off. All right, let's continue here. We're trying to figure out what's covered and what's not in a fire. Now, obviously, a public adjuster would be great to consult on certain losses because public adjusters can, they do this all the time. They fight insurance companies for lack of coverage. But not, I mean, if it's very obvious, then you're just going to have to read your policy or let them point it out in your policy. Lance said that he has a garage. He had a garage fire, and in the garage fire, it was a ultrasound machine or a sonic cleaner that caught fire or something. And you said the entire inside of the garage, was it actually fire gutted or simply black soot?
Simply black soot, Tom.
But it had to be cleaned. And then you said, were there cars in the garage?
No, sir.
Okay. But there were 160 sewing machines.
Correct.
160 sewing machines sounds like a commercial operation, and I'm sure your homeowners would have questions about that.
And they did, Tom, and they did find a clause in my insurance thing that they would cover it and clean my machine.
What was the clause that said they would cover it? What do you mean by that?
Christine, our first adjuster, found a clause for us, and I don't know what clause it was.
Did she ask, do you repair these?
Yes, and I said yes.
You repair them at home?
Yes, from other companies that I pick up from in the Denver metro area.
I don't know. I don't see how it's covered. I'm sorry, but, I can't believe an adjuster for their insurance company actually told you that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to talk to Brian Burns with Compass Insurance Group. By the way, Compass are insurance experts. We ask them about advice all the time. They're not involved in this. Brian, if you had a guy, come on, man. I feel embarrassed just asking because I know the answer. You have a guy with 160 sewing machines in his garage, and he repairs sewing machines as a commercial activity. Brian, is his homeowners going to cover any of that?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening as you were talking to him there, and I don't know of a homeowner's policy that doesn't have a limitation, and it's a small limitation. They don't give you much for business personal property. So the fact that they're covering it, I don't know where they found the coverage.
He said they're not covering it, right, Lance? What did they say?
No, they covered it up to $51,000, Tom.
Whoa. My God. And, whoa, okay. And you want what, 100?
No, sir. I sent my product out to CRDN to clean. They came back worse than they left.
Oh. Wait, so we're not talking about an insurance problem right now?
Well, kind of, because then they paid a company called TRC $15,000 to restore my garage, the drywall and the insulation and such, but they never came. I did all the repairs myself.
So it's not an insurance problem.
Okay, this is not an insurance problem then. So you got more than enough to do your repairs and everything. What you're upset about is that you did some of the work. They paid a company that never showed up. They don't care that they paid directly a company that never showed up. That company got paid for absolutely nothing.
They took one picture, Tom.
And did you tell your insurance company that that they got ripped off?
Yeah, I went to my agent and told him that.
What insurance company is this?
It's my insurance company that my insurance agent is from.
Yes.
Strong's Insurance out of Brighton, Colorado.
What's the name of the carrier for your house?
Is ASI. It was ASI.
Have you heard of them, Brian?
That's Progressive.
What,
yeah,
Brian?
It's Progressive.
It's Progressive.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so does Progressive care that they paid money for nothing?
Well, they must have submitted a bogus invoice or something. Why would they pay him?
I'm lost on that one,
Lance,
too, guys.
that's who I think you go after. That's who I think you go after. How much were they paid?
Right around $14,000, Tom.
What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company?
It's RTC.
RTC what? Just RTC?
Yes.
Hey, Brian, if he didn't
wait a minute.
sign off
Hold on. RTC what? What do they do?
They restore. They're going to redo my garage. They're going to gut it and then redo it.
Okay. To restore garage. And they came out and took a picture.
Yeah, one picture, yes.
And never came back. And how do you know they got 14 grand?
Well, because on my history report of payouts, it shows my insurance company paid out $51,320.70.
Yeah. So?
And
how much does it actually show money going to RTC?
I haven't received a printout of exactly where all the money went.
When I said how much did they get paid, you said $14,000. How do you know that?
Right.
How do you know that?
Because CRDN got paid $30,000, and we have received $6,152.
So you're just going by what was left over?
Correct, sir.
Did you try?
I wonder if some of that is that money held back for actual cash value, Tom. Who knows if it really went out?
You know, your agency should be answering more questions for you, Lance.
Okay.
Your insurance agent. He's not because and now we can call RTC, but have you ever talked to them?
No, sir, I have not.
All right, okay, then we're not getting involved yet. Here's what we want you to do. Listen carefully. You need to call RTC.
Okay.
And you need to say, listen, according to the payout of my insurance company, it looks like you got 14 grand and did nothing. And when do you plan on coming back and working? When are you going to do it? Just tell me. Or I am going to go to the authorities. Just tell them. And I'm going to the media. I already talked to Tom Martino, and he wants to know the same thing. Okay, so then call your insurance agent and say, listen, that company that was hired never did anything.
We don't even know if they paid them at this point.
I know, but tell the agent that. And I want to make sure they didn't get paid. Tell the agent that. And then let us know. Call us back, Lance. We would love to talk to you again about that.
Brian, something real quick.
Brian's still on. Go ahead.
Hey, Brian, you said if they were doing some kind of work out of your house, you've never heard of a company that would cover it. But let's say the guy owned a...
No, they wouldn't cover all of it, he said.
Yeah, here's the question, though. So if someone owns a business, like I owned a tire store, and let's say I closed up the tire store, I still had 500 tires, and I move them to a big garage on my property. I'm not selling them out of the garage. I'm not doing anything, but they're just sitting there. My insurance company wouldn't cover 500 tires in a freaking fire, would they?
I think, well, and I would be curious. No, I don't think they would. But I do think, you can put some endorsements on your policy for business personal property. Maybe he had an endorsement, but most policy, and I know ASI's policy, Progressive's policy, has a limitation of $5,000 with one of their endorsements, but maybe he bought more coverage for it. But yes, in general, you're going to have a very, restricted amount for that kind of
He must have
coverage
had
for business
something else,
property.
Tom. He must have had different coverage. I'm going to suggest this to him if he's still there. I really think he should call Matt over at Paragon, because if they paid out $51,000 based on the sewing machines getting cleaned, he said they didn't even get cleaned. He might have more coverage.
Yeah, we should.
And Matt can look at everything that's actually gone on.
Yeah, you know what, Lance? We should get a public adjuster involved just to look at it. You know that? You're under no obligation until he tells you what he thinks he can do. All right?
Okay. And I did call CRDN back, the people who clean my machines, and they sent a representative out here, and he was embarrassed of the work they done on these machines.
So what'd they say? Is he going to clean them again or what?
No, he said it's too much to send a truck out here. He had to seek management's approval because I asked them
management approval. So not only were you screwed in the garage, you were also screwed by the companies that were supposed to clean your sewing machines.
Correct.
You need to call Matt, man. You really do. They might have. Maybe what they're saying is they were so damaged that they can't clean them. Then you would need the replacement on them.
Yeah, they sent me a list of everything that they cleaned.
Well, listen, man. Are they going to re-clean them or not?
No, sir, they're not.
Call Matt. All right, you need to call our public adjuster. One of them, Paragon Services. You got to call them. Paragon Services. Suze, can you give him the number for Matt? I mean, this is a must.
What do I want?
To be found out, same as everybody else. This Friday.
Are you in contact with the Beyond?
Yes, I am. We've got our share of snake charmers. We deal with them.
If you displease the right people, the world closes in on you very fast.
Bradley Cooper, Keith Blanchett, Rooney Mara.
You're going to find out what's coming here.
Nightmare Alley. Rated R. Under 17.
These are not repeats, right? Simply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You love technology, you just don't understand it. Luckily, the Tech Stuff podcast can help. Join tech enthusiast Jonathan Strickland as he explores.
He must have had a rider or something on there. I bet when he closed down his store, he used the same insurance agent and told him what he was doing. And they basically said, okay, we need to do this or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe he actually had a commercial policy through the same company that paid out.
Listen to Tech Stuff on the
He didn't sound like he doesn't know what's going on.
Hi, Tom Martino here for Colorado Pain Care. Now, Colorado Pain Care is moving their Golden facility, which is on Heritage Road, and their PT facility on Union to their new combined Lakewood Clinic. And the new Lakewood Clinic is 12596 Bayard Avenue. Now, listen, that's unit number 350. But for details, all you have to do is call them at 303-GOT-PAIN. By the way, the other location's still open, and here's the real message. Same-day appointments available. They can get you out of pain immediately sometimes, and they work at long-term solutions as well. They are comprehensive. They have helped me personally. I would never say it if it wasn't true, and I'm pain-free because of them. 303-GOT-PAIN. They work with all major insurance, and by the way, if you call, you get a new water bottle, a wonderful water bottle free of charge for mentioning Tom Martino. 303-GOT-PAIN. Now, speaking of health, you know how I feel about core scans. A group of local doctors, they have repurposed the ultrasound scan of the carotid artery to find soft plaque, and this will detect soft plaque, which is a direct correlation to heart disease and risk of stroke. It takes less than 15 minutes and non-invasive. You keep your clothes on, you sit down in a comfortable chair, and they do the scan. And you can get it done for $150. You can buy a gift certificate to save someone's life. What a wonderful gift. The best news is this. When they find soft plaque, as they did with me, you can stop and reverse it. I'm living proof. Corescans.com. Get it done. Save a life. One of the better gifts. You can print it out on the spot or email it directly. Corescans. No E. C-O-R. Scans. Corescans.com. And listen, I could have made a really stupid joke and said, if you don't do that core scans thing, you may want to call BlakeHarrisLaw.com for your estate. But listen, I'm not going to make a stupid joke like that. I'm just going to say, you should always have an estate plan. Really, you really should. Blake Harris Law can give you advice free of charge. All you have to do is call and ask. He only charges flat rates for what he does for you, whether it be a trust, a will, avoiding probate. Maybe you want to do a special needs trust. You want to do an asset protection trust. Just talk to him. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Everyone needs an estate plan. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Virtually every day in our practices, we hear the same thing. A man can't sleep. His
I said it. Did you know when I said about my joke?
Yes.
Yeah, I knew where you were going.
I mean, you saw the commercial up there. Did you see how?
Yeah.
The problem with low T is it sneaks up on you, with your testosterone levels slowly going down as you age. Eventually, for many,
See this, Louis?
low enough to start
Corsanitas.
Corsanitas.
What sponsor is that?
Yeah, that's
Corscan.
That, do you realize
Oh,
that
it
they
is?
were actually using that as their original name? And I said, we're not doing that, man. We're not doing it.
That's a horrible name to use.
Because it means something.
Isn't that when a Mexican girl turns 14?
Well, that's a kissing, yeah. What are you talking about?
Right here.
Oh,
Corsanitas.
Corsanitas 30. Okay.
Told you.
And I said,
If the last couple of years have taught us one thing, is to value the things that we
what
can't
I'd say.
and addressing hair loss is no exception. My friends at Advanced Hair
What does that mean?
I don't know.
It means something.
Of course, I mean it.
Look it up. Let me see. I'll do it.
It's that thing you wear to the prom.
No, not cummerbund. Corsage.
Okay, detect language to English. Corsanitas. Core. How do you spell it?
S-A-N-I-T-A-S.
Oh yeah, there it is. It doesn't mean anything. It means Corsanitas. Let's see what Colsanitas means. Nothing. Same thing. Okay, how about just Sanitas? Just Sanitas. It doesn't mean shit. What does Corsanitas mean? Maybe it's Latin.
Is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
I'm meteorologist Carly Cassidy with your pinpoint weather forecast.
Something to do with
We've got
tennis
more to say
equipment.
for your Tuesday.
What?
Sun and clouds,
Of
upper
course it.
50s, low 60s, and becoming
No,
rain.
really, this is
Westera
bullshit.
Credit
I don't know
Union.
what it means.
Selected as one of the 5 best in-state credit unions
It's
in
not even a
Colorado
word.
by Forbes 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
I see Colsanitas.
I know, but it does. What is it? Okay, core means heart in Latin. Okay, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay, Sanitas must be a scam.
Hello, Tom.
Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jordan Chiano's with us, and he had some good news, man. He did a real-life scenario on a guy that was 57. He said, I've got 5 years. I'd like to take my 401k, put it over with you guys on this annuity, get the bonus, and let it sit there. He said 400. Jordan thought we were talking about 340 for some reason, but Jordan worked the numbers up at 340 along with the bonus. And if he let it sit there for 5 years, what would he have for income for life? He would have $30,000 a year, no matter how long he lived. And that's from age 62. That's pretty damn young. I mean, hell, He lives to 72. Guess what he has? Every dime back, right? I mean, plus some. I mean, here's the deal. It's a good deal, don't you think? I mean, not a bad deal. And Jordan, with that, you leave no money on the table, no matter what. If the money you don't draw at your death goes to your estate.
You know, if he lived to 92, he gets
correct.
almost $1 million.
Yeah.
Which is just amazing, right? I mean, that these products have gotten so strong over the years that people just don't know about them, and that's why we're doing such a good job with you guys.
Are you taxed on that income?
You know, it depends on what the money's coming from. So in his case, if there was a 401k, it has to stay as the IRA status or qualified fund. So yes, you would be taxed on that just because it was already qualified.
Taxed
fund.
when it gets
But if it was a Roth,
when it's withdrawn.
Yeah, if it was a Roth or anything. Right, just as it's withdrawn, correct. Just like it would be on regular 401k.
So if you take money you already paid tax on and put it in there, the growth would be taxed, or all of it?
If it's that would be kind of more on the annuity side, so that would be the growth on that one.
Okay.
But if it was a Roth, this is interesting. If that guy had a Roth instead for that same dollar amount, he'd be taking $30,000 out a year for life without any taxes.
You got it. That's the beauty of Roth right there.
Oh, my God. And you can convert that Roth into an annuity that has the same tax benefits?
All the same benefits. It would just be a matter of, you know, if it's a Roth, it's staying a Roth. If he has
now, some people would say, Tom, how do you know that this annuity is a good deal if you took that same $400,000 and kept it in his, or that $340, since you figured in the 401k? What would his income be then at 62?
Who knows? Or 92 for that matter.
So how would we project that?
Well, you wouldn't. It's a whole different investment strategy.
Exactly. And
with
again,
a 401, but let me get this straight. With a 401k, you're not guaranteed income for life. It's simply a drawdown, right?
Correct. And you can run out. And he doesn't have long-term care with the 401k, and then the death benefit with this is kind of just the icing on the cake.
See, that is important to know. That a 401k is not a guaranteed income. It's a guaranteed drawdown. Of everything you've earned.
Yeah, but going back to your question, I mean, that 401k could be in different stocks that do very well over the next 20 years. So it is hard to say, but it's a different investment strategy.
Completely.
I think everybody should have a little bit of everything.
They should have a mixed strategy. All right.
And one piece of that real quick, Mark, if I could just real quickly.
Go ahead.
If the 401k would grow that strong, keep in mind this is still going with the market. So if the 401k is going to grow, this would grow as well. This just has a guaranteed floor.
Got it.
All right. So hold on. I'm sure I'll have more questions. BecomeTheBanker.org. You can find out about the life insurance overfunding. Plus, you can find out about the annuity. Kathy, what's going on, Kathy? How are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Okay, well, my problem was with Excel Energy. I had a new smart meter put in because they said if you didn't put in a smart meter, they would charge you fees and other expenses.
Well, yeah, you'd get certain demand. Yes, right. You'd pay more per kilowatt, right.
Right, and I had this meter I have now was in there for only 2 years. Habitat for Humanity put it in for me. So it was a new, well-functioning meter. All right. Now,
but it's not a smart meter, so what do you need to know?
But they did put in the smart meter in August. Well, since that first time they put in the smart meter, my usage, my total usage on this bill they sent me, well, it's a thing, they had someone come out and check the smart meter to make sure it was working correctly. He checked it, said it was working correctly. So they sent me a billing history. And my my total usage has gone up from, and I've lived here 27 years, has gone up from mid-100s to upper 100s to in the 600s.
Now.
For the last 3 months.
Okay. Now, only since your smart meter did it go from the mid-100, like let's say 200 to 600.
It was, yes.
Only in the last 3 months since the smart meter.
Yes.
What's the dollar amount? Forget about the watts or whatever, the gas, the CF, whatever.
Well, it went up. I was paying maybe $50-$60 a month. I have a small home.
Right. Now
no
what are you
computer.
paying? Now what are you paying?
Now it's gone up to over $100 a month.
There's something, listen, there's two explanations, all right?
Yes.
And I got to figure it out. I'm not saying this is what happened. One explanation is that your old meter never kept track accurately, and this one does, or this new meter is screwed up. I mean, how did they keep track in the old meter? How did they do it? Did they ever take readings?
Yes, occasionally. Yes.
Occasionally, but did they catch you up when they took readings?
It's never, like I said, I've been here 27 years.
Oh, well, here's what I'm asking, though. Every single month has always been the same, because that doesn't make sense. Does that mean they never did a reading where you had to catch up or get a credit? Never?
No.
Well, that doesn't make sense either.
And I have a small house.
Kathy,
I don't have a computer. I have
I
very
understand,
little electricity.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm trying to figure out is how they were reading your original meter. What does Excel say about it?
I've called them a few times, and I had a meter right in front of the house, and they used to read it, right? And then when they went to computers, they did it all by computer. I don't know how. And my meter is in the backyard. I have dogs. They don't come in my yard unless I'm here, but they
All I'm asking is this. On the old meter.
Yes. I've had 2 old meters.
Okay. On the most recent old meter.
Right.
Did they ever read it personally?
The company itself. No.
Then how did they do it? Was it by estimate only? Because I don't believe those meters were broadband. In fact, I know they weren't. So if it wasn't a smart meter and they didn't read it, then the averages were wrong.
It could be one of those drive-by meters. They just drive by, say, the cul-de-sac, and they just aim that thing over.
Yes.
Well, is that what it used to be?
Yes.
Okay, why didn't you tell us that? You said they never read it.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, of course they read it. Yes.
She was just taking you literal, like they got out and went.
Okay. So.
Right.
Do they have meter? What I'm interested in is if you have a history, I would like to know the actual meter readings and compare them to the actual readings now.
I think we have an Excel angel.
Well, we used to have somebody at Excel, but he retired, and now Excel sucks. Do we have anybody since he retired?
Yeah, we have a gal who helps us out now and then.
Oh, good. Let's try it. Let's figure it out. You know, everybody is wondering the same thing.
Let's have her send
Am
the
I
old
being
bill
screwed?
And the new bill.
Yes. Have her send us that printout she said she had.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
What's up, Mr. Dry?
I like how she says I don't have any computers.
Right, pretty good.
I guess we're going to use a whole
Take
lot of
hardly
energy.
any.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. I'd say in an older home with an older person like that, the biggest waste is probably going to be a dryer. If she's got a 15 or 20-year-old dryer, that fucker uses power. I bet those old stoves do too, old electric stoves.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Westera Credit Union.
So,
selected as one of the 5 best in-state credit unions in Colorado by Forbes 2 years in a row. More info at westeracu.com. That's westeracu.com.
do you know what the fix-up loan is? Affordable interest mortgage is one of the few that know how to do them. If you have a house you want to fix up, you know, a new house you're buying, and you don't have the cash, but you want to fix it up, you can put it in the loan. AImortgage.net, affordable interest mortgage, will help you structure a loan that has extra money in there to fix up the house. Here's the best part. The appraisal you get is based on the finished product. So you get more to borrow at these low rates to fix up your house. It's an incredible deal. Affordable interest mortgage. Now, here's what else. They have a liquid loan, if you like that. It's a 30-year line of credit. Simple interest only. You only pay on what's outstanding for how long it's outstanding. That's it. You don't pay most of it up front. And in fact, you can even refi it. And this 30-year line of credit, whatever you have in your checking account pays down your balance. Whatever you pull out, you pay interest on. It's that easy. If you go into the negative. 720-895-0500. 720-895-0500. I want to tell you about two lawyers right now that will give you free legal advice. John Fuller, free legal advice when you need it the most in a personal injury accident, when everyone's shouting at you, giving you advice. Call him. Find out what that accident might be worth. How do you go after the person? Is it collectible? How's the insurance company? What should you do? And then if you decide to hire John Fuller, there's no charge either out of pocket because it's all on a percentage fee basis. So whether you're calling for free advice after an accident or you need help, John Fuller, personalinjuryco.com. He's also at referralist.com. 303-597-4500. Another attorney for free advice, to a limit, of course, is Joe Lazara, criminal defense attorney. Call him for a free initial consultation. Decide if you want to hire him. And then he has flat rate pricing for representation. Why would you need a criminal defense attorney? Well, no one thinks they do. But a DUI could happen very easily if you're not careful. We advise that you always be careful, have a designated driver. But listen, if you get a DUI, no matter what the circumstances, guilty, innocent, stupid, whatever, you can't go through that system alone. Joe Lazara, Lazzara, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
Order up.
All right, everybody.
You have some deadlines for the Become the Banker new show that's starting in January.
Right.
I sent that over to you.
Yeah, but I know what they are.
Oh, they sent it to me and asked me to get it to you. So.
Okay. I'm going to work. I was going to work on it this week.
What I did was, okay, there's no show on the 3rd, and then I already have somebody scheduled for the 5th, so I asked the IB folks on that Wednesday or Thursday, the 5th or 6th. Let me know if you end up getting it done before then, like over your break.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, I'm waiting to hear back from her on that. Is that okay?
Yep. And you never want to try that?
What, the ID? Yeah, I'll do the ID when they come in. I just didn't want to, like, take advantage of the situation or anything.
I never reach my limit.
I just wonder, I wonder if I should try, NAT or something. Would that go over your limit for my taste and smell issues? I just wonder, but I don't want to go over your limit.
No, I very seldom do. Honestly, in fact, if anything, it might not have been a great deal. So, yeah, let me look into it. I'll ask her.
Yeah.
Because you'd only need $250. And I really only think it's I think it's $1 a milligram. I think it's only $250. Really? And then the other one's not much. I'll let you know.
Okay. But if you think of one that might help my taste and smell.
No, I know. I'm going to find out. I'm going to ask them.
I'm always about getting hydrated.
Hydrated.
That'd be with beer.
Yes.
Afraid I don't We did it once.
I've done it.
Not here, though, with us.
No, not here with you. Twice at home.
With them?
Yeah.
They're good people, aren't they?
Oh, they're great.
This is Todd Shapiro. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll make you a business offer. If you call now and take a look, and then decide to go ahead with your full kitchen or bath project.
Will we ever go back to normal, folks?
No, it's normal.
No, I'm serious. Will we? I'm really serious.
That's right, Todd. That means the folks will get a beautiful new look in their kitchen or bath at a time that works for them, and we'll keep all our people busy right through the so-called slow time. Perfect. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word. We'll treat you right if done right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or grhi.com.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcanby.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free market valuations of your home. All you have to do is call. Free market valuations based on the market, 303-920-1622. The real deal. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. A detailed report. Better than, these online guessers, I call them. And even better than an appraisal for you, because if you're selling, it tells you how much more than that appraisal you could probably expect. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Deputy Dollar, yes or no? Did you get through to anybody on any of the follow-ups? I know you called on a couple of them, and
had to leave voicemails for everybody.
Okay.
Hotel and
the
other one.
That one that are we talking about not the restoration company, but the Earthworks, Legacy Earthworks, the landscaper?
Voicemails for both of the guys.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right, and also that people. When you do something, let me explain something to you. When you do something like buy a home and you get a receipt for septic work and inspections, don't accept it. Here's what you do. If a septic system certification is required, you have it done by your person. And then you get reimbursed if you close at closing. Also, if repairs need to be done, the dumbest thing in the world is to have the seller do those repairs. They're never going to put their heart and soul into it, ever, like you will. So here's what you do. This is what I do every single time. In fact, people don't even know I'm doing it sometimes. What I do, I take care of it on the purchase. But when I go look at that house, if I like it, I don't tell anybody I love it. Now I go back, my wife goes back. And this time I bring my favorite contractors, 2 separate people now, so it doesn't look like I'm overly anxious. Now my contractors go and look at everything. If I think there's an issue, a foundation guy or a painter or this and that, window guy, whatever, stucco, then I get a hard bid on what they think it will not exceed. Okay, now I go back. This is only my second time contacting them. And I make a an offer. It doesn't have to be cash. I make an offer knowing exactly what I need to do. They think I'm being foolhardy when I say no inspection necessary, and I say no contingencies. And they suck me up right away. I have never had an offer turned down ever, not once. I take their price. I do a little manipulating. Now, this market's a little different, folks. So this is before, you were paying way above appraisal. So then all I do is take that and then subtract the repair costs, and that's it. Now, even in this market where houses are selling like crazy, I think that strategy would work.
It works great. The other thing you can add on to that, though, is you say we're going to guarantee close in 30 days, and I'm going to give you, whatever, $100,000 down.
And that's what I did. That's exactly. It's called hard money down. And 3 weeks or less, they love hearing. And, Mark, they love no contingencies.
Or they get to keep the money.
Right. No contingencies. So I have never had a problem ever doing that in real estate. Dan, welcome to the show. You have a question for Jordan. Let me bring up Jordan on that Become the Banker, the one where you overfund life insurance. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was wondering, just in general, if someone else wanted to take out an insurance policy, say, on me and overfund it, would there be any drawbacks for me or, like, tax ramifications?
Well, not anyone can take out an insurance policy on anyone. Jordan, what is the rule?
Yeah, so good question. There's 3 people you can insure. You can insure yourself, a family member, like, blood relatives, even spouses, or a business partner. And it has to be, obviously somebody that's at almost an equal status of you in the business. So those are the 3 people that you can get policies on: yourself, family, or business partner.
Jordan, when you say family, my cousin?
It's got to have some kind of insurable interest,
Okay.
So there are grandparents that put, on grandkids and great grandkids. I haven't come across a cousin quite yet.
Okay, yeah, because
definitely.
There'd be too many cousins dropping dead. But anyway, that's a little insurance joke, folks. Don't worry. Hey, Dan, do you who would be insuring you?
It's sibling, brother, yeah.
Okay. Oh, what about siblings, Dan? I mean, Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could definitely do something like that.
Now, is this Dan? May I ask you this, Dan? Is this because he wants to make a return, or you are doing it through him? What's the real deal?
He wants to make a return, but he has health issues that would preclude him from getting one on himself.
Okay. Now, would that, Jordan, hurt Dan in any way?
Nope, that wouldn't. Nope, that's actually exactly why you would do it, is for that reason right there, that he's not insurable himself, so he puts it on somebody in his family that is healthy enough to qualify.
Does who you put it on matter when it comes to premium, overfunding, and return?
Not necessarily. I mean, the only thing that matters is if you're trying to put a high amount of cash on a kid that's maybe 10 years old or 5 years old, then you kind of get into some limits again why the insurance company would ask why you're putting $10 million of coverage on a kid.
No. I'm talking about for Become the Banker, doing your kids for college or something.
Right, yeah. So, no, there's ways to do it. Like I said, that's the only time that you have to really watch those.
Now, if Dan's brother did this on him and made the return, would that preclude Dan of doing it too on himself?
No, you can have multiple policies.
On one person?
His brother could even buy more. Yeah, and his brother probably could even buy more than one on Dan himself.
And I want to ask a very practical question. Do they ever question at which point, you alluded to it a little with a 10-year-old, but what about with an adult? Did they ever say, you're not worth that, or, there's too much?
Yeah, only time would be if health reasons come in and they can qualify. That's obviously number one for that kind of stuff. But the second would be if it's just off of financials and having that high death benefit. Companies get a little bit more scared when I think it's the threshold right around $5 to $8 million, because that's when they have to start asking other sub-insurers to help insure policies, just to make sure, they're not making a bad bet on anybody. So they just want to make sure that if you're going to have a policy of that much coverage, $5 to $8 million plus, that you have the network to back it up.
All right, thank you. Hold on, I got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. You're hearing from becomethebanker.org. More coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
A vehicle fire has the ramp from eastbound C470 onto northbound I-25 closed, so exit at Yosemite if you're headed northbound or to avoid the backups if you're headed southbound. The ramp to southbound I-25 is getting through, but it's jammed from before Yosemite. And in Golden, eastbound Highway 58 is closed between Highway 93 and I-70 because of a crash, so you'll need an alternate route there. And a crash in the construction zone on the Boulder Turnpike eastbound just before Pecos, causing some extra slowing there. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon will cool off to the mid-30s overnight tonight. It's 66 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
The Denver Museum of Nature and Science proudly presents its newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. Explore dozens of habitats with live animals and discover how they've adapted to survive by slowing down. Visit dmns.org for more info.
Water Pros. You know how I feel about Water Pros.
I say it all the time. The best systems ever at the lowest prices. Computerized, low maintenance. No salt in your water for softening. That's a myth. Ever like a whole
house system, the full Monty,
fully installed under $2,000. A water fountain in the kitchen. Never buy bottled water under $1,000.
Waterpros.net. Hey, speaking of water, how about using just water for cleaning? It was Water Pros that showed me that soft water does an extremely good job of cleaning without anything. And then when I met Zero Res, it all made sense because they use this super soft water plus they energize it with maybe some alkaline stuff, just all natural, all water. Listen, I'm not trying to guess because their system is patented, but it's what I use in my home because there's no soaps, emulsifiers, no crap. In fact, it's safe and effective with less water, leaving zero dirt-attracting residue. Carpets dry faster and stay clean longer. I love Zero Res. Right now, just 3 rooms for $119. What, are you kidding me? 303-471-5150. 471-5150. Zero Res, R-E-Z. ZeroResDenver.com.
Hey guys, the holidays are here and
Where the fuck did it go? I haven't scanned it. Oh, I know. Maybe. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Not real loud. Did I say it so loud? Yeah. Did I really say that?
You were heard.
Just put day 40 in the promo code.
Damn it.
Entire line of products. BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, it's BlueSky-CBD.com.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12s.
This is it, bro.
Oh, it is?
I am so happy with it now because I got such good customer service. There were programs that wouldn't work because they thought they were on the old system. I thought programs knew what they're running on. And this is so different architecture that you have to download programs, reload the ones you had to run with this.
Wow.
Or flash them, and then they pick. I don't know what the architecture is. I don't understand it. But Intel has a certain architecture. This is now proprietary again. See, Apple went away from proprietary when they went to the Intel. I mean, the iOS was proprietary, but not the processing. In fact, there were clones of Apple's for a while. They shut that down. But what's amazing is the programs run so much faster.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. That
everything. Now the internet, is the internet. Whatever I get, right? I love it. I have to do a speed test on programs, but I don't know how on actual. I know how to do the internet speeds, but internet speeds are really, you're not choked by the computer ever.
Benchmark.
Yeah. But how do you do that on a software?
You just download a benchmark.
Okay, good. I'm going to do that. Hi, Tom Martino here.
Here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Okay, let me tell you this quick Christmas card story, okay? Now, this father, listen, he requested this. Robert was homeless after his son came to live with him because he was in an adult community and had to find another place real quick and ran out of money using a motel, and it's so hard to get a place. He didn't have money saved up. He didn't have a down payment. He didn't have a deposit. He was working hard. He had his kid in school, and his kid didn't even have a room. They were sharing a motel room. So we were able to get him a place. Some kind landlord got him in, and then we were able to get donors to help pay for his first couple of months, and then we kicked in some and we helped him. And now he still works hard. His son has a room. His son is excelling in school. And he happened to see a Christmas card on their door and says, well, we'll probably don't. And his father said, let's put the others up here. And he said, well, Dad, we don't know anybody. And he happened to get that one Christmas card from somebody at work. Robert did. So Christopher, his son, said, Dad, we don't know anybody. There won't be any cards to put on our door. Well, Robert wants his son to get Christmas cards. Now, that's a simple message, right? Here it is. His name is Christopher. You can address it to Christopher Evans, Evans, Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street, spelled Castilla, 2 L's. 330 East Castilla Street, or Castilla for spelling street, 330 East, Colorado Springs.
That's number 68, Tom.
Okay.
I put that on the screen for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have that part. Unit 68, apartment 68. Let me give you the zip, 80903. So I'm going to go through it one more time. Christopher Evans, 330 East Castilla Street, number 68, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80903. Okay? Now, let's talk to Jordan. Jordan, we only have a couple minutes left. Any closing remarks or anything you want to make sure people know about either the annuity or Become the Banker?
Yeah, I would just say, definitely if you're interested to visit our website at mymoneymyway.com. That'll give you a nice 30-minute crash course on both products that we're talking about, with the guaranteed pension, is what we like to call it, on the annuity side, as well as the Become the Banker life insurance. And really, it's not a matter of how much money you have. You don't have to be a millionaire. It's about building the money up now and getting your foot in the right direction. So for anybody, just like the gentleman that was on the phone earlier today, who's leaving their work or has an account that is sitting at their 401k, you can still roll over. Most active accounts, you still have access to roll that over as well while you're still employed.
Well, thank you very much, sir. That's becomethebanker.org. We always appreciate it. We have more. We'll be back here tomorrow. Remember, save all your problems for me.